Yeah.
Excuse me, we'd like you to have this flower.
Now we're on stage. We gotta start.
Yeah, we're on stage. Yep.
Excuse me, sir, would you... The name is the Reverend Moon. Jews for Jesus.
Read about Jehovah's
Still
Witnesses.
pissed I can't control my fucking lights right now. At least I'm not in the dark completely.
I would swear in the first 30 seconds of the stream. Oh, that's right.
We're already past
Screw
that.
you two.
I'm where it's too bright.
And now, straight off his latest shift at the
You're
Glory
not
Hole
rolling,
at the
Mike.
Dix Division Ranch,
Yeah,
it's
fair enough.
Comics Division.
You know, the funny thing is I have no idea what you said because I had it on mute the entire time.
I said, and now, straight off his shift at the Glory Hole at the Dix Division Ranch, it's Comics Division.
You know, there is no Dix Division Ranch anymore, right?
Uh,
Why don't you turn that knife a little more? Why don't you?
well,
Dick.
it burned down faster than the crabs in your pants. That's all I'm saying.
But where do we go to practice our white supremacy then?
Yeah.
You know what? Okay, you had a rough couple of years, get kicked in the balls. That was the final kick in the balls, and God said,
Okay.
yeah,
You suffered enough.
you suffered enough.
3 years of garbage is
You've
enough,
had
buddy.
Enough. Yeah, let's just move on.
yeah. Minus the technical difficulties. I don't know what the hell happened, but like my Stream Deck software is not working. I can't fucking turn my lights on.
Blame
Managed to
EV
get
Mux.
this one
Everybody
on.
else does.
This isn't the EV Mux thing. It was funny because I had to reboot and everything was like taking forever to load. I'm getting to the point where I'm like, should I just recycle this computer, turn it to a Linux system, and use one of my other computers I bought this year? Anyway, here's the rest of the group. Hi,
Hi.
how are you?
Oh, pretty
I
good.
saw a movie.
I saw a really enjoyable movie on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
So Lilo Dallas Multipass, man, that was great.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Seeing that in the theater, big screen again. Yeah, that was and Miss Flu and I went, and there were, I'd say, about 30 people or so in the theater watching that. Well, it was a Sunday afternoon thing, you know.
Mm.
'cause
I
we're
should
old.
have done like a out of the theater reaction to the number of people that were there, because normally when I go see a movie on a Thursday, I mean there's like maybe like 20 cars in the parking lot. This one was fucking filled to the brim. I actually had to go to the overflow parking to park. And even that was getting, not saying it was filling up, but there was a lot of people in the overflow.
Garrett said at his theater it was like 36 straight sold out showings.
Yeah. Mine wasn't completely sold out, but there was a lot of fucking people. So yeah, it was yeah. I'm curious to see what this movie makes opening weekend. And I'm curious to see if it just blows the opening weekend of Odyssey out of the water.
Worldwide, it's projected to make 445 million.
Yeah, I've heard
the opening
projections as high as 550. So
Yeah.
it's definitely piqued a lot of people's interest, and I'm kind of curious to see what they're planning on doing with the X-Men at this point, because overall, I have to say the movie is fun. But it's got a lot of problems.
Whoa. Did you just say something positive about a
Yes.
film?
I did.
Well, slap my grandma. What the hell?
Yeah, I know.
What are you
We're gonna
turning
say
into?
A whole lot of negative too.
Well, it's
I know.
it's one of those movies where I walked out of it and I'm like, if I really start thinking about this, I'm gonna start hating this movie, aren't I?
If you think about it, even the slightest bit, the movie is gone.
Okay. We all like, I just talked about Fifth Element. We all like that, right?
Yeah.
Nostalgia and stuff there. There were 3 times during that film, Mrs. Flu and I looked at each other and realized that there were gigantic plot holes, bigger than black holes in this movie.
No, I mean, okay,
Yeah.
plot holes is one thing, but there are certain things
didn't
like,
care. It was just one of those things, right?
well,
This
I
is
mean,
just
'cause
stupid
there's
writing.
lots of movies I like that have massive plot holes, but because the writing is so good, it's, you look past it. For me, like
This
a
is
lot of the
opposite.
stuff that
This is
revolves
just
around
bad writing.
theater.
So it's
Is
no
actually-
Joker 2. Is that what you're saying?
No, I mean, Joker 2 is spiteful. This a lot of some of the stuff around Peter is pretty good, like the emotional beats and whatnot are decently done. But it's a movie with a shit ton of problems.
Okay.
Is kind of the deal.
We get through the other stuff and then we spoiler the hell out of it, right? Because I read what Brahma said. He's like, you got to put spoilers up when I start talking about it. So
yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, we are definitely going to have to talk about spoilers. Alex has mental issues. Talks is awesome. Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Deeple, Spain's southern border was being overrun by migrants invaders back when the Ottoman Empire used to own the place. So that did happen.
Wow, yeah, that's a thing I saw today. I didn't get a chance to dive too deep into it. Because as soon as I got home,
offering amnesty to anybody who makes it into the country. So
what
on Facebook, these groups from North Africa of military age men were coordinating on Facebook, getting across the border.
Wait, did Spain actually say if they make it into the country, they can stay?
Pretty much.
Wow, no wonder.
They're offering unlimited amnesty to anybody.
That is insane.
We go down to Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Arkansas. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We get the white people on welfare, my people, right? White people on welfare.
Thought you were the red people.
I am red man, white skin, all that stuff. We're all mixed together. It's a melting pot. Yeah, that's what a melting pot means. So anyway, we get those people. We put them on boats and we send them over there. Right? And boom, problem solved.
All right, before we jump too deep into it, we're going to hit some super chats. Roland T. Rich here for the Big 50. Nolan is definitely getting dethroned this weekend, and I hear you get to see 2 movies for the price of 1.
I think that's a hype joke. Yes.
No. That's not a hype joke. I know exactly what he's talking about. He's talking about with Spider-Man. Yeah. In a weird sort of way. TVG Monster. Hi, everyone. Hello, sir. How are you?
How you doing?
Also, TVG Monster for $5. ROP somehow returned. Rings of Power. Yeah. Duh. Yeah. Yes, it did.
Critical Drinker's video on that was awesome.
Yeah. A lot of talk
Did
about
you
there.
See, there's going to be a trio, just like Legolas, Aragorn, and Gimli.
Yeah.
Except it's going to be Guy Ladriel,
an orc,
and the plank of wood dude, whatever his name is.
Is it Elrond?
Big, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Somehow Rings of Power returned.
I don't know.
Yeah. They're making up so much shit that they might as well just make a completely new show. It's going to be a clown show. The thing that sucks is that the actor that plays Elrond is actually pretty good. Like if you've seen I Swear, he's great in that movie. He's fantastic.
Well, they're finally bringing her husband in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And there's stuff that they say happens, and then 500 years. The Nazgul are supposed to be in this.
Yes, but they're not the Nazgul.
They're something else.
They're 25% different Nazgul.
They're talking about bringing in Golem.
Yes.
What?
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
only like 5,000 years early. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a shit show.
6 35-year-old bridesmaids in a David's bridal. You can smell the desperation. That's just awful.
Yeah. Wackada of the Rings, the 2 Confederate stations. All right.
Hey, it's Corbin Dallas.
I guess. Hey, what's that?
It's Corbin Dallas.
Hey, Corbin Dallas. All right. Let's go through spoiler free first. And I guess give our overall general impressions. We will start with you, Brahma, because why not?
Spoiler free. He has little to say.
I know.
Spoiler free. I would give it like a 6.5, 7. I mean, it was an enjoyable movie right up until you start thinking about anything that was in the movie.
Yeah.
It's obviously a setup for the mutant saga, and it was okay. I mean, I guess the action scenes were good. The fight scenes were done well. The swinging scenes were done well.
Yeah, the swinging scenes were actually done very fucking well.
can't complain a ton until you start picking apart the writing of the movie.
Yeah.
And most people, normies, are not going to go into it that deep.
No.
Let's see, two of my nephews, one of my nieces, my mother, they all went to go see it today,
Mhm.
and they all just loved it.
Yeah.
Put it on par with maybe the last movie, but not quite there. It's hard to top all three Spider-Men. So
Yeah.
but they were putting it up there, at that kind of level.
Mhm.
I don't, but they did. Normies.
Yeah. The one thing is that I think part of it is that they did saturate the movie with a lot of people in it, right?
Yep.
One of the things that they could have
for a couple minutes.
Yeah. Frank actually does play a pretty decent, part in the movie.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we all know, and they gave this chick way too much screen time, is the new mayor, which was basically the deputy mayor in the Kingpin show, is now mayor. And she has a more prominent role in this movie. Not like a whole lot, but they could have really kind of cut her out.
Is that who that was?
Yeah, that's who that was. It was the deputy mayor.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
thought she was just supposed to be like a detective or something that he was.
No. She's actually the mayor now, I believe.
Okay.
So.
Yes, there's way too much of her in it.
Yeah.
And the movie is about 20 to 30 minutes too long.
Yeah. It is, 2 hours and
2 hours
20
and 20
minutes
or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty lengthy. Nowhere near as bad as the Odyssey. And it was pretty funny. As always, I'm like the first one. I just get right up and get the fuck out. Mainly because I had to piss really bad. And obviously I had 30 minutes to get home and get ready for the show.
Oh, so it's super fresh for you.
Oh, yeah. It's super fresh for me. But yeah, lots of people showed up to the theater. I haven't seen a Thursday this packed in years. Years, man, on a Thursday.
Like since the last Spider-Man?
Probably. Like, there was a lot of like people in my theater for Odyssey. Nowhere near as many as people as this. It's like, yeah, they fucking dominate the IMAX right now, but yeah, it's gonna fucking, I'm not gonna say it's gonna knock it down a peg. Like serious. It is gonna crush the Odyssey, hands down. But they're still sold out when it comes to the IMAX theaters. So I mean, that movie is still gonna make money. But this is gonna make a shitload more.
That movie
because of Spider-Man.
This will hit 1.3, 1.5, maybe.
Yeah, I'd say probably 1.5. I don't see it.
I don't see the word of mouth being bad enough to harm this movie.
No,
it'll bug people like us who kind of do this on YouTube.
Yeah,
but it's not so bad that it's going to bug anybody who's just man on the street going to see the movie.
Yep. I think part of the biggest issue with this film is that, okay, granted, a lot of them are cameos, like Captain Boomerang's in it for like 5 seconds, Tombstone's in it for 5 seconds. I mean, if you've seen some of the stuff going around on social media, you would have seen Tombstone. I was trying to figure out who the fuck that was. It's like, oh, okay, I know exactly who that is now. Like once I got a better look at him, it's like, okay, that was kind of cool. Scorpion's in it. Okay, so
very little.
Yeah, Scorpion. You have the Hand. I'm trying to think of, am I leaving anybody out?
You got Shocker's gloves make an appearance.
Shocker's gloves make an appearance. you have the Hulk. He's kind of an antagonist in this. That's like one of the things I thought was good that they did is they actually brought back the Savage Hulk.
I did not.
Hulk. What's that?
I did not like it. I think we'll have to get into that one later, though.
Well, I'm talking about getting away from Professor Hulk and actually bringing back Savage Hulk.
Yeah, I would have liked an explanation.
I think I kind of get it, but we'll talk about that when we get in spoilers. The one thing that they did, so this takes place 4 years after the last Spider-Man movie. So at this point, like Ned and MJ have gone to college, graduated, and Peter, in a lot of ways, is like kind of a recluse, and he's basically just being Spider-Man. The one thing that they don't get into is like, what the fuck is he doing to make money? Yeah. That doesn't make any sense. And he's got like some 3D printer. If you've seen any of the fucking promos for like Samsung, they've been really kind of like leaning into that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he's in kind of a shitty apartment, but it's like a big shitty apartment. So I'm like, how the fuck is he affording that kind of rent unless it's rent controlled?
Isn't he in a shitty apartment and then there's an attic space that he also...
No, I think he ended up moving into the attic space. What he did.
Okay.
Yeah. Because there's like this cute blonde girl and she kind of flirts with him and then he like fuck us, I'm moving to the top floor.
Runs away like a retard.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, come on, buddy. One thing that I was watching some clips from Gary Naz's show, and they're talking about why didn't they just bring in Black Cat at this point?
Right. I mean,
it's like that would have made sense.
You worked so hard to get rid of Ned and MJ in the last movie.
Yeah,
I mean,
just to bring them back.
Destroys that payoff. I mean, you should have gone with, you could have gone with any other characters and probably done better.
Well,
I understand
even where he's like kind of like living through vicariously through like their Instagram posts or something like that. If they just like kept that as like a background thing, I think that would have been fine, and they could have brought in a new love interest. But I think kind of the reason why they're keeping her, because aren't they like married now, Zendaya and Tom Holland? Okay, so they ain't going away anytime soon.
Well,
there's been speculations that
long.
What's that?
Hollywood marriages don't always last that long.
True. But one of the things I know that in the Ultimate Universe, Ned ends up becoming, I think, Hobgoblin, and that's one of the things I think they're trying to lead up to. Maybe not. I don't know. See. But yeah, I mean, they could have completely benched those characters and removed their plot and introduced Black Cat and gone a different direction.
Gwen, the real Mary Jane. Black Cat, yeah.
Well, that's Felicia Hardy,
right?
Yeah. Until you actually get the real Mary Jane, but whatever. Which is weird. I think part of the issue with that is that they're not going to do it, which is the reason why they gave her the nickname MJ,
right? Rather
than Mary Jane. It's Michelle Jones. But whatever. But I thought that the what they were showing him doing over the last several years, kind of getting caught up, was actually done pretty well. I think Tom Holland. The one thing I'd have to say about the movie is that they do a better job of actually showing him be Spider-Man as an adult, rather than like the goofy kid that we've seen over like the first two movies. So like that's like one of the big payoffs from the third movie is where he grows up and actually becomes Spider-Man. And that's one thing that they do a decent job, I think, of in this, is they actually, have him be Spider-Man and not just some goofy kid.
Well, that's kind of supposed to be the whole theme of what they were trying to do with the trailer and everything else, with the different stages of a spider's life.
Yeah.
Which really, the trailer for this, with that whole, talk going on and making it look like he was transforming into something, it plays out, but it doesn't play out in the way that the trailer kind of makes you think it will.
Well, that was like one of the things that they did in the comic series, and even in the Spider-Man animated series, is that he goes through this whole thing where he grows like an extra set of arms, because he basically starts mutating.
Right.
And eventually he returns back to normal. But yeah, it's the way that they were trying to do that, like the whole like he's losing control, is kind of dumb. And
didn't play out enough
no,
to make it feel like there was a payoff anywhere.
there's like this one thing that they do, and we'll get into it when we start talking about spoilers. But overall, it's a decent movie. It's got a lot of fucking problems. This is one of the things I fucking hate saying, or when people say, well, if you just sit there and switch your brain off, the movie's great. That's not what you're supposed to do. Right. And I'm never going to tell anyone, well, if you switch your brain off, the movie's great.
If the writers never bothered switching their brains on, why should I bother having to flip a switch either direction on mine?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if it's just not your thing, it's not your thing. These, Spider-Man stuff is not my thing.
Right.
I thought Spider Noir was very good. That's more my thing. But yeah, I think this movie's going to make a ton of money. I think people are.
Oh yeah, hands down, dude.
And
I mean that
they're needing to revive the X-Men. They've got to find something else besides Spider-Man to make money on.
Well, okay. I mean, okay, so one of the issues with this is the fact that Spider-Man is basically the rights belong to Sony. Mm-hmm. So they have to, and granted, there's like agreements that they have because there's a lot of MCU characters in this movie that, we already mentioned. Well, first off, the Hand. Okay, the Hand, hands down, no pun intended, or actually pun intended, belong to Marvel. Same thing with the Hulk, same thing with the Punisher. And same thing with some of the characters that were in I was going to say the Kingpin show, but that's not it. It's the Daredevil
Damage
show.
Control itself is MCU.
Yeah, Damage Control is also MCU. So there is that. So yeah, I mean they're very much kind of like in league with one another for this, and I'm assuming that Marvel has a lot of input into the Sony stuff at this point. So the Kangpin, that's funny, Davina.
Well, again, when we get into the spoilers, you can see exactly what Marvel is telling them to lay out for the future.
Yeah.
For Marvel stuff.
Yeah. Oh, it's really hard to talk about this movie without getting into spoilers.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, fortunately, you have another topic or two about diversity and.
Yeah, I think we should do the other topics because I think a lot of people are going to want to see this movie and may not want to be spoiled, so we may lose half of the audience if we go straight into spoilers in the first 20 minutes of the show.
Right. Yeah, let's talk about some of that stuff. Unfortunately, I did not get a chance to read the articles that I sent over to you guys because I was just fucking busy as hell. But let's we shall talk about it. Let me pull this up here real quick. So one of the things that we've talked about the Children of Blood and Bone quite a bit, mainly because when it comes to respecting the source material, whenever it's something like this, they will actually go and adhere to it, right? Because like one of the big jokes about this film is where the white women at? Because of the fact that the entire cast is black, right? Well, and again, it's an African fantasy, which obviously would make sense. Whereas movies like The Odyssey don't get the same respect. They'll call out the whole thing with, "Hey, look how respectfully Polynesian culture is being treated with Moana." And the same situation has been going with this until you get to the whole Amanda Listenberg thing. And that I find absolutely fucking hilarious because the fact that black people were basically saying Amanda Stenberg is too light skinned. It's colorism, all this kind of crazy crap. And now the author wants nothing to do with this movie. and it is absolutely fucking hilarious. So, Children of Blood and Bone author Tomi, I can't say her last name, says upcoming film adaptation was the worst thing I have ever had to live through.
For
A
an
dynamite.
author, that's a weird way to put it.
Yeah, it really kind of is. Okay.
That's an awkward sentence, especially for an author.
Yeah. Like it's okay. The upcoming film adaptation, Children of Blood and Bone, has been one of Paramount's most anticipated fantasy releases. But just months before a theatrical debut, the author who created the franchise has publicly distanced herself from the projects in a dramatic fashion. That's one way of putting it.
Mm-hmm.
Author, I'm not going to say, try and say her name, released a 5-minute video alleging that working on the film adaptation became an ordeal so traumatic that she left the set hyperventilating and sobbing. Later suffered panic attacks and severe physical symptoms and now wants nothing more to do with the movie. Wow.
Is this the movie Justice League and this chick played Cyborg?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much.
Way to play into their own stereotypes. I'm just
Well,
saying, keep going, right?
Yeah.
Just attack each other. When somebody gets to the top, tear them down. Just do it. Or just, yeah.
Well, okay. I'm going to say that probably some people aren't meant to deal with stress, or, that's just not something that either they were taught to deal with and manage. I've been in pretty stressful situations. I mean, nothing life threatening, but I can understand like anger and frustration and shit like that. But this is Hollywood. Yeah. So the author is triggered over the movie not being woke enough. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe.
She doesn't give a reason why she's upset with the movie.
Yeah. Her comments come after weeks of online speculation surrounding the production, deleted social media posts involving actress Amanda Stenberg, and previous statements that she would not even watch the finished film. Yeah.
That's
Which
comments.
I'm sure the studio is loving to hear that.
Oh, I'm sure they are. Well, the funny thing about it is, okay, how much money do you think this movie's going to make?
This is the first I've heard of it, so.
Yeah.
Reading this
same
article
here.
was the first I had heard about it. I
Oh, really?
No
Okay.
idea what it'll make. I don't even know what the story's about.
I'm curious to see how much money they sunk into this movie, because I have a feeling that if it is $100+ budget, it ain't making shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tomi says she never wants to hear about the film again. An emotional video explaining that she had remained silent for more than a year despite what she says happened behind the scenes. Okay. Let's
Did she have a lesbian relationship with this Amanda Stenberg thing? Did it go bad?
maybe.
I don't know.
What I'm about to share is not a secret to the people involved. And she said, it's a reality that I had to live with for about a year and a half. And everybody involved, at least the highest levels, have been made aware of this reality. And they haven't done anything to make it better. If anything, they've only agitated me or antagonized me. Well, let's actually play. It's like, bitch, you're going to be making a lot of money off this movie.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Is this her? Yeah.
This is her. Yeah, this is the author. Okay, you gonna fucking say anything?
I'm gonna post this, so ideally I won't have to talk about this anymore.
What? Like, I want up the volume.
And what I'm about to share is not a secret to the people involved.
Okay, this is basically
everything that's in this article.
Yeah. All right, so we're not gonna watch it because she's gonna ramble on for God knows how long, and
still
we'll just read it.
actually say
Yeah.
what caused the issues.
According
Although
to
our chat has some ideas on it.
Oh yeah.
That the cast was not dark enough for her.
Well, yeah, that was like a lot of the complaints about Emmanuel Stenberg. Okay, according to her, breaking point came while visiting the production. I left the set of my own film adaptation, hyperventilating and sobbing. Already read that. She admitted, I came back to America and suffered such a severe.
Somatic.
Okay, I was like, are they trying to say stomach pain? Okay, somatic pain and so many panic attacks. I knew it was so bad that I would never ever be able to watch this film, and I made peace with that. Okay,
It also sounds
initially,
like she's just a whiny baby back bitch.
yeah, that's what it sounds like. Because initially, when it was coming out that she didn't want to watch it, the impressions a lot of people were getting was because it was over Emmanuel Stenberg.
Well, that's mentioned in this article to a degree.
Yeah.
Because she did text Stenberg and told her never use my name anytime that you're doing any press.
Yep. The author said that while she had hoped to keep the situation private, the marketing campaign surrounding the film convinced her to speak publicly. As it is being marketed and as I'm still being antagonized behind the scenes, which is where I hope all of this would stay, it's become apparent to me that the reality needs to at least be made known. Okay. Calls the adaptation the worst experience of her life. We already kind of know about
I
that.
think somebody finally read their contract and realized just how much money they're not going to make.
Maybe. Perhaps most striking statement came when describing what the adaptation ultimately became to her. The film, which I worked on to make, worked on to make it better for us to be alive. This film, which I worked on to make a little better for us to be alive. What? That's weird. Is also the worst thing I have ever had to live through, she said, emphasizing that she doesn't intend to elaborate further or engage in public back and forth over the situation. Well, now you're just being a cock tease.
Yeah, this is go on Facebook or go on Twitter and make a comment that doesn't say anything, but it has everybody going, well, what is she talking about?
Yeah.
Just to get
it's like when people make very vague posts about, I'm having a bad day, and you want everyone to respond to you. Why are you having a bad day? Well, I'm just having a bad day. I don't want to talk about it. Then why do you fucking post it? Okay. This is shit you just fucking keep private. If you're not going to fucking
farming.
Yeah, it's drama farming. I agree. Okay, I never want to hear about this project again. I don't have anything to say about it. About the people who made it. I don't care anymore. I'm trying to move on.
Then shut up about it.
Yeah. Notably, blah, blah, blah. Never identified who she believes was responsible for her experience. Yeah, it's fucking drama farming. Yep. At least, the latest video follows another controversy from earlier this month. Briefly posted that what appeared to be a screenshot of a private conversation with acolyte actress Emmanuel Stenberg, who portrays Princess Amari in the film. In the message, Comey told the actress, do not ever use my name in an interview or video again. Do not text me. Do not call me. The posts were later deleted. Okay, that kind of
not only drama farming, but also leaking DMs or texts.
Yeah. Yeah. What's that?
She's a winner.
Yeah. Well, and okay, so a lot of this actually makes sense now because I thought the stuff that she was mad about, because Emmanuel Stenberg got a lot of backlash for being too light skinned. You had the accusations of colorism, and she made a post basically using her. And I guess her reaction now makes a lot of sense. It's not the fact that she was like pissed at Stenberg. She just fucking hates working on this production. And well, I mean, at that point, you just ask for a fat fucking check and let them do whatever the fuck they want with your story.
Or they actually made her do some work. I mean, there's
maybe
people think that this is all, the industry is all, fun and games, and it just, you made it when you get there. And when you get the reality of the industry thrown in your face, some people aren't mature enough to be able to take it.
Yep.
So either this is going to be some kind of masterpiece pulled out of the disaster, or it's just going to be, Soul Plane with swords and blood. Which Soul Plane to me was really good. I loved it. But
Despite the fueled additional speculation because Stenberg casting had already generated debate among some readers, the novel, with critics arguing that the casting reflection issues of colorism. Stenberg previously defended accepting the role, saying that she carefully considered the conversation surrounding representation before joining the project.
okay, so the racism stuff isn't making the money anymore. So now they're going to colorism.
Well,
Yeah, when
It-
there's
it-
literally the only ones that ever point out the shades.
Mhm.
well, okay. So the one thing I find funny about
it's
this,
a real thing. I know that it is.
yeah. Well, it's like, we complain about race swaps, right? And they complain when there's someone who's not black enough.
Yeah. When I was in the East Coast, I worked for somebody. My boss, she was Jamaican. She was
Mhm.
light skinned.
Yeah.
And
Well, not everybody from Africa is sub-Saharan African,
they're
right?
not.
I mean,
And-
not everyone's like super fucking black. You
But over
have
the
lots.
years-
You have lots of people in Africa that look like black people in America, where they're kind of like, I don't want to go say cocoa colored or whatnot, but they're not black, they're brown.
It's there's a mocha color that everybody's
Yeah.
got different. So over the years and talking with her, I never really cared. But
Yeah.
I found out that she was made fun of as a child in school, growing up in Jamaica and all that stuff, because she was lighter skinned than the rest of them.
Yeah.
That were there. There were a few, and it just shows that people bully what's different.
Yeah.
It doesn't
I-
matter who you are. We're all the same underneath it all. And
I remember this one thing is back in the
when we get
90s.
older not to do it.
I can't remember what it was, but there was like this, like I don't remember what show it was, but one of like the hosts or commentators, she was half Japanese, very attractive woman. She had blonde hair, and she grew up in
Kami-chan.
Japan, and he got bullied for having blonde hair. I mean, and Japan, like
Mhm.
back in the, I guess, probably like the 70s, 80s, when she was probably growing up, because this was like in the
Oh no, Japan's been racist for an extremely long time.
well, a lot of it too, because like Japan of now is like vastly different than Japan of like the 80s and
Right.
70s and 80s, right? Because I mean, you had nowhere near as much tourism as they do now. You didn't have any foreigners there whatsoever, and so
Cars.
they basically were telling her that and she got made fun of for having blonde hair. I mean, and they were basically telling you should just dye your hair black, and then you'd fit right in. And so I thought that was pretty interesting, but obviously that's not the case now. It's vastly different. Japan of 2026 is way different than Japan of like the 1980s and 1970s. So, and that's probably when she grew up, was probably 70s, because I want to say she was probably like in her 20s, like in 89 when I saw this program. But yeah, I thought it was pretty fucking interesting. But yeah, you're right. I mean, that's the whole thing with kids. I mean, kids, they'll fucking find the differences and pick on you for it. You're a heavy set kid, you're gonna get made fun of for being fat, things like that.
Well, it's that when my grandmother was growing up, and this is in the 1910s and stuff.
Mhm.
Because of intermixing and stuff, she was a lighter skinned Indian,
Yeah.
American Indian, right? Well, that's where it was advantageous, because they just passed as being white and didn't put themselves in the roles and just went on. They just want to be left alone,
Mm-hmm.
right? That my family's tradition is, please just leave us alone. You can go
Yeah.
do what you want to do. I'm not going to sit there and interfere with you. Just please stop and just leave us alone. From the Quaker background to the German background, all the way down, just let us alone. So there are times when having that, the lighter skin helps you mix, and I'm sure in Jamaica, which had a lot of Britain coming in and slavery and stuff like that, there's a lot of animosity because of that kind of thing. But it's you get older, you see that stuff. Hopefully, you learn that's not the way to treat people.
Yeah.
You just stop, and then you try and teach your kids not to be that way.
Yeah. Don't be a
just
dick.
go on. And
Yep.
this, I don't know if this person, who she is, how she is, if her parents were there, how they treated her, if she grew up rich, grew up poor, however. All I know is either she's running out of money and she needs to engagement farm, which, okay, now she's just being an actress in her own
Well,
life.
I think that
Or
I
she's
don't
just
think
a
it's
whiny.
money. I just think it's like, I know it's like this, not all hashtag all millennials, but there are certain millennials that definitely want a drama farm. And she
Mhm.
seems to be kind of that type. And the funny thing about it, when it comes to projects like this, I don't fucking care. I'm fine with them doing it. This is what I've been saying for years. If you see a deficiency in the market, you don't feel like there's enough black representation, then you fucking do something about it. Don't come to me and call me racist saying, oh, you need to have more black characters or do a black story. It's like, do it your fucking self. So I applaud this lady for actually fucking doing it and getting this movie made. I think it's funny that it's made her life a living hell. And I'm really kind of curious to see what behind it is the issue. If it's a lot of fucking just Hollywood nonsense that she just can't deal with, or what. I mean,
And maybe I would like to see if she did a tell-all book behind the scenes, but maybe she's got a in her contract where she can't do that.
maybe
You know, it's
disparagement
some
clause.
people think this way. The way that Martha Stewart thought of vertical marketing and all the stuff she did and all that she was doing things against the grain and playing 5D chess in a lot of places. She's also first woman on on a seat on the New York Stock Exchange. But there are people out there that are playing different games that I'm just not in, that I'm just not getting. So maybe it's that. I didn't have Black Brom. I didn't know this movie existed. It sounds cool. I just, if I'm going to sit in a theater and in the dark and not talk to somebody for 2.5 hours or 3 hours, I'm going to go watch something that I know I enjoy.
Yep.
Right? That's what we're going to go do. And there's so many things out there to pick from, so many movies that are out there that I've been rewatching the Jeremy Brett series of the Sherlock Holmes stories, and I've been watching Brokenwood, that's an Australian Midsummer, and all these guilty pleasure things that I like. And we found a few other shows that we think we might watch, but it's finding the time to do it. Why didn't I could go see Spider-Man with everybody tomorrow, but I've got all that stuff. You know what's going on that I got to do.
Yep.
But I just don't want to go see it. I think Tom Holland seems to be a nice guy. I think he and Zendaya are married and in love with each other. It's good to see that. Young kids being together and enjoying each other's company. I mean, when I see them in the moments when they don't think they're on camera, that people capture because they're everywhere. That's what people are making money on with their shorts and everything. They're everywhere. When I see those moments, it looks like they truly are there for each other and in the moment. It's kind of like Emily Blunt and what's his name from The Office and from Jack Ryan.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Krasinski, John Krasinski.
They just seem, you just see it and look in their eyes. Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. They still look at each other like this and make good films. The Santa Claus things that they did were great. So I'm hopeful that this film's going to be good. People are going to go and enjoy it. My kids went and saw Odyssey. They liked it and thought it was good. There's a spectacle to that. And they went and saw it in the IMAX. And they marketed the movie correctly. It's not my cup of tea. As I said on Monday, it's a horrible ass poem. I got it's a classic. Oh, fuck that. Like I said, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is classic. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it is a classic. But it's like, come on, dude. This is like,
it's a torture chamber. That's what it is. Thou goest seest Calliopeia.
That's not how. Are you confusing it with Shakespeare, buddy?
Oh, Shakespeare's even worse. Okay, did you see how he dressed? Pansy. No, the Odyssey, no, it was translated and all this stuff and everything. If you read it in the original Old Greek or Aramaic or whatever, whatever
This
it's
is the
written
Bible talks. It was
What?
in Greek.
it's in Greek. But it's
You read
all
it in the
Greek to
original
me.
Aramaic.
All I
Sorry.
know is the Odyssey is better than its original Klingon.
Of course, everything's better than the original Klingon.
Yeah, all those things that I look back on those as torture, because I had oh man, my 10th grade English teacher, what a bitch she was. I made an A in the class, which really pissed her off because she really tried to flunk me. But and I hated reading those things. And yeah, make the movie, whatever. I saw the first movie. I'm like, okay, whatever. Fine. Greeks. Okay, whatever. Greek baths. The best thing that ever came out of Greece was that line in Airplane. Timmy, do you ever watch movies about gladiators? That's the best thing that came out of Greece, and that was
It
Roman.
didn't even come out of Greece, dude. The gladiators
Exactly.
were Roman.
That was Roman. That's the best thing come out of Greece. It's Roman. So it's whatever.
You're killing me, buddy. You're killing me. All right. Despite the online speculation, blah, 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 news video does not explain whether the disagreement with Stenberg had anything to do with the experience she described on set. Paramount has not responded. They probably won't. As of publication, Paramount Pictures director Gina Prince by the Wood. Is that even a real fucking name? By the Wood.
Respect my teachers. She had a ruler.
Yeah.
Yes, that was wrong. Back in 1933, when Tox invented comics in Japan.
Yes.
Correct. Greek salad. Okay, yeah. All right.
Greek,
you got me
Greek
there.
word salad.
Greek salad's pretty good.
Okay, and Representative Portomi, I'm not going to try and say her last name, Adamini or whatever. I'm dyslexic. Had not publicly responded to the allegations detailed in the video.
I mean, that looks cool. Look at that image. That looks cool.
Yeah.
Don't come out and tell me it's an all-black cast. That's a must-miss for me. Well, did they market The Wiz as being an all-black cast? No, they marketed The Wiz as being the Tony Award-winning Broadway hit because that's what it was, right? And it worked. It's a great film.
Well, and the other thing too, soundtrack. That like we said, that this is basically it's fantasy, right? So it's like,
it's fantasy, and you could 100% have an all-black world. 100%.
Or an all-black continent or whatever. I mean, it's
the whole nine yards. And even in the first season of the Game of Thrones, A Song of Smashing Vagina Pussy or whatever it's called. This
Song of Ice and Fire.
Whatever. The new one that they just had the third season, everybody said
House of the Dragon.
House of the Dragon.
That's it. House of the Dragon. All right. Sorry.
House of Slamming Clams.
When they had the Targaryens that were black, they explained it and made perfect sense, and they were great actors. And it really,
that's really like the one thing that we've always said about it's like make it make sense, right? If you do something where it makes sense, okay, it's like it's fine.
Make all of it make sense. And if you're not going to make it not make sense, make sure you're having fun doing it.
Yeah, I haven't watched Game of House of the Dragon. It's not really the series I'm terribly interested in.
I mean, yeah, the Valerians they made black, but I mean the kids.
Thank you, Game of Thrones. Sorry,
the kids that are supposed to. I mean,
Waffle House.
She's sleeping with somebody she's not supposed to be, and she's having kids with them, and it's pretty obvious, and yet everybody's just ignoring it. Like, oh, it's not weird that the kids came out black when their dad's white and their mom's white. So, I mean, they tried to kind of smooth it over, but I mean, it was kind of stupid in the storyline.
So I'm going to read this one from the Dead Man 79. I bet R. Kelly was a big fan of The Wiz. There you go. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. He'll be here all week.
Okay.
Oh, that's good. That's good. And
Okay,
you know what?
quiz-
I might give this show. This is on Paramount, right?
Is
It's
this a
movie.
show or a movie that's coming
It's
out?
a movie.
It's a movie.
Pretty sure.
You know what? If I win the lottery in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to have private jets pick us all up. We're all going to go. Where are we going to go that we would all enjoy? We're all going to go to Hawaii.
I was going to say
And then-
Hawaii. I mean,
Yeah,
fuck
we're all
yeah.
going to go to Hawaii, and we're going to watch this film, and then we're going to give our honest opinions of the film, out of theater reactions. And mine's going to be, I don't give a shit. I'm in Hawaii. So there you go. Such raccoons.
And then walk right back over to the bar. On
Yep.
the beach.
Exactly. Hey, swim, of course,
Okay.
agree.
Mhm.
Okay, because what's her name intentionally avoided naming individuals or describing specific incidents, many of the questions surrounding the production remain unanswered. That uncertainty is likely to fuel even more speculation as Paramount continues marketing one of its biggest fantasy releases. A dark cloud over one of Paramount's biggest releases. Seemed a bit redundant, by the way.
I don't understand how it's
what?
such a big release, and I've never heard of it until
Never heard of it. But Terminus responding to
No, I'm going to say it's because we're white. That's the reason why we never heard of it.
Exactly.
For years, Children of Blood and Bone has been positioned as a major fantasy franchise with blockbuster ambitions instead of celebrating the upcoming release. However,
Is it a book
much of the
series?
conversation has shifted towards the author herself publicly rejecting the finished adaptation. What was that?
Yes.
Is it a book
She's
series?
the author
It's a book
of
series,
the,
yeah.
of the book that's being adapted into this
Yeah.
movie.
Mhm.
Which also is weird because I read mostly fantasy and have never come across this one.
Okay, so here you go. Children of Blood and Bone is a West African-inspired young adult fantasy novel.
That's why it's YA.
None of that is in Brahma's wheelhouse.
No,
So-
that's none of our wheelhouse. I mean,
Mhm.
if you're reading YA, well, I mean, you're a young adult.
Right.
Well-
However, I'm very excited that a West African-inspired author is doing that kind of stuff for a young adult audience.
Yep.
And I'm hopeful that young adults out there are reading this and got into this stuff, just like they did. What's the one, Katniss Everdeen or whatever that stuff that launched Jennifer Lawrence, that
Hunger Games.
assaulted Jennifer
Well, I mean,
Lawrence. It was-
okay, you want the backstory? So, Amanda Stenberg, apparently, when she was younger, was in the Hunger Games, and her character gets killed. And so she wrote this because she believed nobody would remember her character getting killed. Yeah, it's weird. It's a woke ass reason, but like I said, whatever.
Oh, that's Amanda Stenberg.
Yeah, Amanda Stenberg.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just looking at her
The
picture.
little
I'm like,
girl in the first movie.
Yeah, So-
or something. I can't remember.
Rue.
the name.
Yeah, thank you. I was trying to remember the character's name. So the character of Rue dies, and
yes.
she makes this comment about how nobody remembers her death because she's a black child, and so she
I
wrote
don't-
the series as a result.
Well, she didn't write the book. She's wrote the series.
No. She wrote the books. Yeah, the author wrote these books. That was her motivation.
Her motivation was Amanda Stenberg not being remembered in the show.
In the movie, yeah,
In those
something like
movies,
that.
yeah.
It's
Now
weird.
she's pissed off because Amanda Stenberg, who inspired the book, is in the movie adaptation.
Well, I mean, we don't know why she.
Oh, so we don't know what this is. Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
she's.
She never actually
again,
gives us the reason that she's pissed off.
Yeah, she's basically drama farming.
Or there's something
But
pretty
she
bad
apparently-
going on.
Well,
behind the
I mean,
scenes.
there very
it's-
much could
yeah.
be, but at the same time, like I said, you don't lead into like I'm having a bad day on social media, right? And don't and
Okay. Yeah.
when everyone asks you why and you don't answer, it's just like why the fuck do you even post?
She
it to
wrote a
begin with?
young adult book.
Yeah,
What do you
Cryptic.
expect? And Deeple's right. Shad probably knows all these answers.
probably. So yeah, it's kind of weird.
Jenum, it's not like Rue's character sparked a revolution or anything.
Hmm.
Exactly. She's one of the pivotal characters in the whole book.
Yeah. Well, I never read it, so I have no fucking clue. Again, it's another YA thing, right? It's not. I'm never going to read those books or watch those movies.
When
Speaking
I
of
had
which, there was
daughters
another
that
fucking
age.
trailer for another movie for that series.
Another Hunger
So,
Games.
Yeah.
Oh, what is that?
It's another like prequel movie for Hunger Games.
Oh, okay.
Zegler in it?
No,
She was in the last one, I think.
I'm pretty sure her career's dead at this point. Mostly dead,
She'll only be gone for another year
Yeah.
or two.
Nobody remembers.
maybe. It is exceedingly rare to see the character of best-selling properties describe their own adaptations the worst thing they have ever endured or declared they have ever wanted to hear about it again because before audiences have even seen the finished film. Well, I
Actually,
can
it's
understand
not
like
that
if
unusual.
your work is getting massively bastardized and you're like, no, this is not it. I can understand that frustration as a creative, right? Watching it be destroyed before your very eyes or misadapted or misinterpreted or whatever. I mean, that could be pretty frustrating. I can imagine, but at the end of the day, you look at that fat fucking check you get and you move on with your life.
But it's also not that rare for an author
Yeah.
to be not happy with the adaptation.
No,
Look at
Stephen King. Yeah,
almost anything Stephen King's done.
Yeah, Stephen King was, well, he's just,
yeah. Anyway,
oh,
so
she was the chick in The Acolyte.
yeah, Madeline Stenberg, chick from the
God.
Acolyte.
I don't give a shit. So I'm not watching that stuff. And where was it? Somebody. Okay, yeah. Ninja Master. He was a Maze Runner guy, not Hunger Games. I hated those films. Those films were pretty bad, but they weren't as bad as the Divergent. Remember, Divergent was supposed to be this massive.
Oh
hit,
yeah. I
first
completely
one came
forgot
out,
about
And then
Divergent.
the second one was so
Shailene
bad that they
Woodley
couldn't
or
get the
whatever her name
third
is.
one made and made a TV movie or something out of it.
Well, I remember
Or
that
straight
the
to
actress
video.
they had cut her hair and she looked.
Yeah, well, Cheyenne Woodley or whatever. She ended up living out
Shailene.
in the sticks and using natural deodorant. Whatever they start talking about natural crystal deodorant, you need to run from that, whether it's male or
Well,
female.
She was engaged to Aaron Rodgers for a little while, I think.
Until she started
The
using
quarterback.
natural crystal deodorant, and that motherfucker got out of there before
Well,
he got
I-
tied to that crazy bitch for the rest of his life.
I think the reason why she ended up cutting her hair is that she did that one book adaptation of Fault in Our Stars or something like that.
Oh, The Fault in Our Stars was actually not bad. I mean, she was playing somebody
Yeah.
who was dying and all this stuff in there. That's bad. That's not
Yeah.
good. I mean, that was okay. It's kind of
You
like
know, the
what's her
funny
name
thing is
in
that
Bridge
that
for
was written
Terabithia?
by a YouTuber. I can't remember his name at the
Hmm.
moment.
That was good. I mean, just whenever, it's kind of like The Notebook. That's not my kind of crap. All right.
Yep.
I'm not into that. And whatever. Rachel McAdams looked good. Ryan Gosling, of course, that's one of Roland's favorites, but
Rachel
that's for other
McAdams
reasons.
always
Rachel
looked good.
McAdams. Yeah, she's great. And all, but the best part of that film is that the two people, spoilers, die together. We all want that. We all want to have that love affair with the person that we have in our life, be they male, female, or animal in the case of certain people.
John Green, thank you, Sherry. Yeah, the
And
Green
we want that
brothers,
to
they're
stuff, and we want
YouTubers.
to die together. We don't want to be left alone.
Yep.
So that what that story, those stories bring to is the base fear that we're going to be alone. And humans are not made to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the way it is.
Which
Even
is the
those of
story
us that want to be
Spider-Man.
curmudgeons and be left alone, we still need to have some kind of. I mean, come on! I've been talking to you jackasses for 4 or 5 years now.
Of course.
Yeah.
All
it's
right,
only 'cause I'm
folks. Let's
lonely.
we're gonna
Very,
break
very-
into spoilers now.
very
For those of
lonely.
you who want to bail and want to see the movie, or want to hear us rant about the movie,
Where's
stay.
the spoiler thing? Here we go.
Yeah.
Comics division sucks dick. No, that's not.
The whole movie actually was what Tox just described. The whole thing is about Peter Parker needs to have his friends.
No, so it's that's the problem that I have with Spider-Man is until Tobey Maguire came around, it was all young adult bullshit. Still is. Fuck that film. Fuck Spider-Man. God dang it. Now you got me thinking about I was gonna put up the spoilers, but it says Ian K's a pimp, Todd's a hoe. Fuck you. Putting that one out there.
Well, you keep
How many times have I
slipping
played
that shit in
last?
there.
Mm.
So I gotta fucking slip that shit in there too, bitch.
You ain't slipping no shit anywhere near me. You just keep that in your pants.
All right. All right. Okay, we got the spoilers up. Okay, we're gonna spoil the shit out of this movie. Let's rip the Band-Aid off. We all know this. Sadie Sink is Jean Grey. All right.
Mm-hmm.
That's
We've
probably the
known that
biggest
for months
spoiler
now.
that everybody fucking knew.
Hey, Grant, how you doing?
What's up, dude?
Hey, Grant.
All right, so I'm going to star this so that the panel of experts can get to your question, sir.
I think that's a joke.
Yeah. Jean Grey, spoilers. I already warned you guys.
I'm not watching Spider-Man BS. Spoil that shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, Andrews.
A lot of the issues around the movie revolve around Jean Grey and her introduction. Because
Everything
yeah,
revolves around that.
yes. It
She's
is a
literally
major
a murderous psycho.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem. As before we went live, Brahma basically said they assassinated the character of Jean Grey, and they do.
Yeah, there's no reason anybody should give a crap about her going forward, and this is your first X-Men that you're introducing into the new retelling, going into the mutant saga, which is what's going to happen after Secret Invasion. It's just going to be the mutant saga.
Yeah. The issue. Okay, so her story arc is that she's trying to get into damage control. I was like totally blanking on it.
Yeah.
She's trying to get into damage control. She's trying to basically find out information about her sister because damage control took her. And she's basically doing everything that she can to get in the damage control and find what happened to her sister. And she like legit murders a guy, like has him walk out in the traffic and he gets hit by a speeding taxi. It's
Well,
like
that's a little bit later, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that is later, but we're talking about.
She has this tank rolling through town, just, indiscriminately murdering people on the way to damage control.
Yeah.
And I mean, you said she did everything. She's doing everything she can to get into damage control. Except she's not doing the single thing that she should be doing, which is just taking over
I was thinking the
somebody
same
from
thing.
damage control and then hopping all the way through the building until she finds the final boss.
Yeah.
Instead, we're driving a tank. We're going to break out Scorpion from custody. And then, for no apparent reason, she has put a bomb in the tank.
Yeah.
So just to indiscriminately kill
just
for no
because.
reason.
I forgot,
he's already
I forgot
broken
about
out, but oh, by the way, I put this bomb in there. It's like, why would anybody like Jean Grey? She's a murderous psycho in this.
Yeah.
She does have a guy step out into traffic while she's controlling him, and she's only in him for like maybe 2 seconds. Just walks him into the oncoming path of a taxi going full speed. That guy's splatted. She has soldiers that she takes over and has them shoot each other. I mean, that's all she does is murder people. And then at the end, it's like Spider-Man's like, well, we know you're not a killer. And it's like, no, all she's done this whole movie is prove that she's
fucking
a
murder people.
cold killer. She should be incarcerated for the rest of her life.
Yep. It's funny that you mentioned that. Wanda vibes, anyone? Yes.
Yes.
That
That's
was one of the
exactly what I
things
wrote in my notes.
Yeah.
This is Wanda in WandaVision. She literally takes over a city block and just holds them there. They're crying because they're in pain from being, mind controlled. It's Wanda all over again. And then we just act like, well, nothing happened. She's not a bad person. She just had to kill people.
Yeah. She actually has, it's not jump out a window. She basically steps off a building.
It's Earth 797, Brahma.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Come on. She's an evil person in this one.
that's the problem. This is your introduction to the X-Men, and what made Jean dangerous is the fact that she couldn't control her powers. Where this is kind of the opposite. The only thing that she
gets her Omega level powers in this movie.
Yeah, and it is not fucking earned at all. No, it is not earned.
Even I know about the Omega level power.
Yeah. And that's obviously towards the end of the movie, but it's fucking random. I mean, it's not. There's a reason, but it's not
for like 25
good reason. Yeah, it's not a good reason. But anyway, we'll slowly get there. So, like I said, the movie basically opens up. It's kind of a bit of a montage of what happens over the last 4 years of Peter losing MJ and Ned, and him going on and just being Spider-Man, where they go to college, they end up graduating, and he's basically, like I said, I have no idea how he's basically paying for his fucking apartment.
Yeah, J. Jonah Jameson isn't
Tony
even
Stark.
in this. I mean, there's nothing to do with the paper. I mean,
didn't Tony Stark leave him money?
I don't.
Not a lot if he did, because he's living in a shithole.
Yeah.
So, oh God,
Aunt May probably had something that she left to him too.
Yep.
He's not living at her house.
No.
Yeah, they're really endearing Spider-Man, aren't they?
Well, I mean, okay, so one of the things that made Spider-Man endearing to most people is the fact that he has a job. He has family that he has to take care of. And on top of that, he is a superhero, right? And it's balancing all those things. And sometimes those things collide and cause problems, right? But at the end of the day, despite the fact that he's Superman, he still has he has bills to pay, right? He has a sick aunt to take care of. Those are the things that made, the character very kind of like endearing to people.
But they kind of ruined that line of thinking in the MCU when you had Falcon throwing a fit because he can't pay for his mortgage after saving the world. And remember, Spider-Man was in all the Avengers things, so maybe they're just kind of retconning that, oh yeah, the Avengers get paid.
Well, the other thing too, remember, nobody remembers that he's who Peter Parker is anymore. Nobody remembers that Peter Parker is Spider-Man because of what happened in the last movie.
Right.
So, yeah. So anyway, there's stuff that that's I would say kind of pivotal to the character that they don't necessarily deal with. But in a lot of ways, this movie steals a lot of emotional beats from Spider-Man 2. Except it goes a different direction, where in Spider-Man 2, Peter is losing his powers because of stress. In this one, his powers are evolving because of stress. So there's a lot of things that are very kind of like similar. That you could say Spider-Man 2 does
stress
way better.
I think it's supposed to be him becoming a fully matured adult is what they're trying to go with there, and how he deals with stress and everything else.
Right.
Because he should be like 24, 25 at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
They've graduated from MIT, the others, and they were in the same class as him. So should be somewhere right around 23, 24, 25.
Yeah.
And they have that whole thing about the spider molting into its final adult stage going on in the background while he's doing other stuff. So
yeah. So he ends up he's been having these headaches and whatnot, and eventually gets to the point where he ends up passing out, and he wakes up and he's basically like in a cocoon, or he's gonna cocooned himself. And this is where he starts developing the organic web shooters. The other thing too is that his strength really becomes super hyped up. So Jean Grey goes and breaks out Scorpion, which we've mentioned. Go ahead.
It's more than super hyped up. Dude is tanking hits from the Hulk. How is
Yeah.
Peter Parker Spider-Man tanking full-blown hits from the Hulk? And yet a bullet gets through him.
Well, no, hang on. That's not even when he's taking hits from the Hulk. He doesn't even have those powers. He has the dampeners on during that fight.
The power levels of Spider-Man throughout this movie fluctuate in ways that make absolutely zero sense.
Yep. But yeah, so basically he gets into this fight with Scorpion, because Jean Grey is basically at this point controlling him to try and break into damage control to find out about the sister. He fucks him up pretty good, and he ends up taking him by the tail and slamming him into a cop car, which I thought was fucking retarded. But and then he severely wounds a female police officer, and they let him go.
The one driving the car.
Yeah. It's like, even if it was an accident, he's going to custody. But
no, the mayor's like, you need to get control of yourself. I mean,
I can't protect you forever.
Him slamming Scorpion was literally just to say, yeah, he's losing control.
Yeah.
That's the only thing he did. I mean, Scorpion, and you got to feel bad for that guy. Like in the first fight, he gets knocked over by a piano in a matter of seconds. And then in the second fight, he's not even him. He's controlled by Jean Grey. And I still have questions about that too. Because when she's shown controlling people throughout the movie, they're like, she talks and they talk.
Yeah.
She does her hands, they do their hands. So when she's controlling Scorpion, let's say, how does she get used to using his tail and everything just instantly? Like she's fighting Spider-Man, fist fighting Spider-Man, using the tail and everything else. That is not an appendage she would be used to using at all. And yet she just knows how to do it just because she's taken over him for a few seconds.
I mean, if she has the ability to read his mind, she could probably figure it out. But I mean, there's some other issues with it too, where the way she has like a 33-foot radius, or where she can basically go and possess people, right? So she basically has to basically leapfrog from person to person, and that right there is kind of stupid. But it's like the
leapfrog 33 feet.
Yeah, which is kind of goofy. But anyway, that's one of the things that doesn't make sense. It's like if your character has the character has a limit on range, you think it would only be 33 feet around that person, not like hopping from body to body. That doesn't, I don't know.
Yeah, they basically make it unlimited that once she has control, she has unlimited range of controlling that person. She doesn't have to be within 30 feet to be controlling them. Just to get in.
Yeah.
She has to be within 30 feet.
And from there, she can basically
go
body
another
hop
30 feet to another person, then another 30 feet to another person.
Yeah, it's a weird weakness in Blazin, 100%. It's again because they're trying to like put limitations around her because they fucking unlock that shit later. Like we were talking about, she goes full Mega Mutant at the end. But yeah. So yeah, that's kind of like the thing. Eventually, she figures out Peter's identity. She learns about MJ. She learns everything about him, and she starts going after MJ. And
Spider-Man's the only person that she can't leap into their head.
Yeah, for some reason. I don't know if it's because of the Spidey sense or because of plot. Most likely,
his brain is part spider.
Maybe.
Well, the plot is retarded from the beginning. Like I said, she could either just leap into everybody in damage control until she gets an answer. She could have also just asked Spider-Man for help.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, they took my sister. Can you help me? You're a hero.
Yeah.
Because she has ways of getting, like, she's drawing Spider-Man out with Scorpion.
Yes.
So it's like, just ask the question. Why are we being so retarded?
Yeah.
We said it was entertaining, Tom. We also
Yeah.
said there's some major issues.
Yeah. I mean, the movie's
think
fun as
people will
hell.
love it. I think it'll make
I
a
enjoyed
ton
it,
of
but
money.
there's a lot of problems with this movie. But like I was saying, is that there's a lot of very similar emotional beats with Spider-Man 2. I think Spider-Man 2 does it better. But the emotional beats around Spider-Man are pretty well done. But this movie has problems. Is this based off a woke comic? I don't know. I don't think so.
You're a curmudgeon, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
We've been doing these stupid reviews long enough that stupid things in movies stick out.
Yeah.
Other people aren't going to care, but it sticks out to me.
Well, mine is like certain things. I'm not going to say the movie's woke. I don't think it is, but there is a lot of forced diversity in the movie, I felt. But that's a separate thing.
Were there any Blue Chew commercials?
Yes, all over the place.
Okay.
Once he goes and rescues, he shows up randomly at MJ. Okay, I gotta walk one thing back because there's a point in time where he runs into Ned. He because he's getting flowers and putting them at May's grave, and he ends up running into Ned. He ends up following Ned back to their apartment because they're having a party. So they just got back in town. They're getting reestablished. They're throwing this party, and so he follows Ned, and that's where he reruns into Ned and MJ. So that's kind of important. So now that's how he knows where she lives. They go.
I also thought it was weird that Ned went somewhere where you would actually have to take the subway to go to a little convenience bodega,
yeah,
to buy mini kegs and then get back on the subway to get back home. There's bodegas everywhere.
Yeah.
But bodegas, they're in New York, right?
Yeah, they're in New York.
Bodegas that sell mini kegs, that's not on every corner.
So anyway, he goes to shows up at MJ's place. He's like, "Hey, you need to come with me. You're in danger. I promised that I'd always look after you." And they go off. And I'm guessing at this point, okay, so when he's trying to get to there, that's where not only does he kind of figure out the limitation, but that's also where she like kills that guy
with the taxi.
Yeah. So pretty much at this point, she's already possessing MJ. They go to this rooftop. They have this conversation, and MJ's like, "Hey, you seem familiar. You keep turning up in my life." And names all like the incidents where that Spider-Man has rescued her.
Ned this many times.
Yeah,
we must have known each other.
Yeah. So you're kind of thinking that maybe he's beginning to remember, and that's absolutely not the case. It's actually the fact that she's possessed by Jean Grey, and they have like their little altercation. Do you remember what she says to him?
Well, she basically just threatens to kill MJ.
Yeah,
she said.
Well, and she tries. That's where she basically steps off the roof, and
she said most people would love to have gotten to hug their loved one last time, and then, then he goes into full spider mode again.
Yeah,
and he actually grabs MJ by the throat and is holding her up over the edge of the building, and that's when Jean basically just tosses her.
Yeah,
and here's where yet another thing stuck out to me, because the movie has this supposed aha moment later in the movie when she said she has no memory of when she was controlled. She says, I just woke up sitting on the street. It's like, well, your aha moment just got ruined, because if you're watching the movie, when she's falling, you see Jean Grey leave her.
Yeah.
And MJ's flailing about, hoping to get saved. So she misremembers at very least what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Because sure, you can make the point that she doesn't remember anything that happened while she was possessed, but then having her say that she didn't remember anything until she was sitting on the street ignores the fact that Jean left her mid-fall. She probably would remember the rest of the fall.
Yes, you would think.
Kind of dumb writing.
Mm-hmm.
We also missed where Peter has to go see Yelena.
Oh yeah, that's another character that gets forced into this movie for some reason.
In a
Yelena.
bathhouse, naked, and makes him get into the bath also. And Yelena, I don't get the conversation with Yelena. She's supposed to be helping him, right? But she keeps acting like Spider-Man is just this little street level superhero. Like she's making fun of him for, you have these little tiny problems down here, bug problems.
Yeah, we have
Avengers
small
are taking care of the
potatoes.
big
Is what she
stuff.
says. Small potatoes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, bitch, based on what we're based
so
on
true.
what, yes, please stop trying to make her happen. And
why? It's like, why the
Please
fuck is she
do-
in charge of the new Avengers anyway? It's like, character's awful.
well, based on the power levels that they show Spider-Man at in this movie, tanking hits from Hulk, when he goes and visits Frank and that thing falls on them, that thing weighed tons, it looked like. So at this point, Sentry is literally the only Avenger that would be, stronger than Spider-Man the way they're showing this.
Yeah.
So I don't know why she's talking down to him. Plus, he
Well,
actually
okay.
did stuff with the real Avengers.
Well, the thing
Talking
I
down to
find
him
funny
seems
about her
weird.
talking down to him is like, it's like, okay, yeah, you were a part of the Black Widow project. Spider-Man has more fucking powers than you. For her to be talking down to him is retarded.
Yeah.
It's like, enhanced strength, agility, spider sense, all this shit. It's like, bitch, shut the fuck up. It's like,
Yeah, it was just stupid.
Yeah, and the whole thing. So she works out of this Russian bathhouse, I guess, and yeah,
When
it's
she's not at Avengers Tower.
yeah. Which
And
apparently Avengers Tower is now a thing again.
handling such huge things, why is she constantly just in this
Hang out in the
bathhouse?
fucking bathtub.
Yeah. Other than they wanted to hint that you might see Florence Pugh's tits again, and nobody wants to see them. We saw them in Oppenheimer. They're freaky weird. And this is a friggin' Marvel movie.
Yeah,
That whole thing was pointless.
yeah.
Why do I need to
was.
get undressed? Well, so that I know you don't have weapons. It's like, bitch,
What?
he was an Avenger before you.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, they are desperately trying to make Yelena a thing, and yeah,
They're trying to make anything outside of Spider-Man stick. They really
well, okay. This has been a modern Marvel problem for years because modern Marvel hates Spider-Man. They hate the fact that he is a super popular character, and they've tried to make other characters be the flagship character of Marvel Comics, and it fucking fails every single time. They tried to elevate Kamala Khan to Spider-Man level. Nope, didn't work. They were trying to make Captain Marvel be the flagship Marvel character. Nope, didn't work. And part of the issue that a lot of these companies need to fucking understand is that you don't pick your legacy. Okay, you don't pick what characters are cool and popular, right? That is solely on the readers, right? Spider-Man is the number one character of Marvel. That's never going to change,
All
which
right,
is the
listen,
reason
you
why
all
they
know how I feel about the character Spider.
right.
You do.
And
okay?
and
And
number
if I was
two,
in charge of Marvel, the last thing I would do is try and replace Spider-Man, who's by
Right.
far the most popular character, right? So these people are just dumb.
Yeah.
But so you had a number 2 point that I stepped on.
So, no Broken Cow. We are not glazing the film. We've been pointing out problems with it.
We said it's a pretty good movie, but it has issues.
it's an enjoyable movie with a lot of fucking problems. But yeah, anyway, number 2 is X-Men, and that's the thing that you guys get. Not you guys, but this is the thing that Marvel needs to accept. Okay, these are your flagship characters. That's all there is to it. Anyway, so yeah, she leaves her body. He ends up taking her home. Oh no, wait, they have a conversation.
Tells him about Z-Max.
Well, no, okay. So this is the thing that Jean Grey ends up saying to Peter is that, she doesn't remember you, right? It's like, no, duh. She doesn't think about you. And it's like, yeah, no shit. The entire world's memory has been basically wiped about Peter Parker and Spider-Man. And they have like this moment where, Peter, fucking comes later. Never mind. He ends up taking her home. I don't remember what happens after.
They go to Frank's place.
Shit. That's right. Not home, Frank. He takes her to Frank's hideout, which is a boatyard, and there's a bunch of fucking traps.
That the spider sense does not go off.
Yeah. Which I thought was kind of weird.
And during this whole thing, so Peter has gone to visit Bruce Banner.
Yep.
And talk about his inhibitor, which here's where I'm confused. When did we get back to Hulk doesn't control himself at all? Because he's wearing this inhibitor saying, if you ever see me without it, you better run.
Yeah.
And he's going into crazy Hulk mode without it again. But we've established for years now that he's in charge of when he changes into the Hulk at this point.
They introduced that in She-Hulk, the inhibitor, because he's supposed to be Professor Hulk right now.
Right.
Which means that basically, he's not the Hulk. It's the more smarter Hulk. Anyway, and again, that's its own separate issues. I don't get the fucking inhibitor shit, right? I mean, if it was Savage Hulk, I fucking get it, right? Which we get later on in the movie. But he ends up dropping off MJ at Frank's. The other thing too is that he ends up getting the letter back that he wrote at the end of the last Spider-Man movie, and like a fucking dumbass leaves it there at Frank's place. MJ basically tells Frank Castle to go help Spider-Man because he helped you. You're going to need to help him. And so he fucks off to go help out Spider-Man, which is actually a smart thing. When they arrive at damage control, because he has like the Batman thing going on where he's like hooked into all the fucking cameras using facial recognition, very kind of like New World Order shit, which I find kind of funny. Very illegal. And
the mayor was like, I'm going to ignore that you said that. And
that sounds illegal. I'm going to ignore the fact that you told me that. Even though she should probably be like doing something about it. Hey, no, you're not going to be using this tech anymore. Anyway, so he shows up. The place is wrecked. It's because he's removed the inhibitor from Banner. He's basically Professor Hulk again, and trying to break into this vault, where basically the main bad guy is hiding, which is the guy in charge of damage control.
They think that Z-Max is hiding there, or whatever it was called.
Whatever it's called, yeah.
VMAX.
VMAX, yeah. So that's basically kind of what she's after, which is ultimately her sister. What ends up happening is once Jean Grey can no longer control Banner, something happens where it re-triggers him into being Savage Hulk for some reason. And I think what ended up happening, though it's not explained, and this is me rationalizing things, is that her basically possessing him is what unlocks Savage Hulk again.
Well, he starts yelling, "He's in my head."
Yeah. Well, he's in my head. That's
Not
in
she's
reference
in my
to
head, but he's in my head.
yeah, that's
Referencing
the
Hulk
the
taking
Hulk.
over again.
Yeah. So that's where you get the big Hulk fight. It's no longer Professor Hulk, which is the smaller one. It's the full size, like Avengers Hulk,
Angry
Hulk.
And Spider-Man's tanking him.
Yeah. And at this point in time, Spider-Man has developed an inhibitor to basically suppress the spider
universal inhibitor.
Yeah, the spider DNA that's taking control. And he has a universal one to basically put on Jean Grey to nullify her power.
He tries to get it on the Hulk, but the Hulk's skin is too thick.
Yeah, it's too thick. Or it's the Hulk, right? I mean,
right.
Just show Spider-Man with his extreme intelligence inventing a few gadgets that give him some patents that give him a couple of $1,000s a month or whatever that pays for his shit.
Well,
that's all I'm really asking here.
Well, that's the thing that's so funny about it is like, it's like the same thing that you can see with Ironheart. It's like, dude, you're a fucking smart guy. Why don't you patent some things and sell it?
Mm-hmm. And I'm just gonna go out on a limb a little bit here with this stuff. I think instead of writing good movies, lots and stuff in there, I think they've started to ruin these films by following the comics. Because the comics
I don't even know.
Comics weren't good. Right?
Well, it depends, right? I mean, part of it is that there's a lot of really good ones. There's also a lot of really bad ones too.
They seem to pick the bad ones.
Well, this one isn't necessarily based off, besides the fact that it borrows the name Brand New Day, which happens after, oh, fuck.
Infinity War?
No.
No Way Home?
No, not the movies. It's not associated with the movies.
Oh.
Multiverse of
One More Day is what I'm trying to remember.
Agatha all along.
One More Day is where they basically retcon everyone knowing Spider-Man's identity, and that came out during Civil War, the actual Civil War comic series. And so he makes a deal with Mephisto to have everybody forget the identity of Peter Parker and Spider-Man. And that's where he ends up losing MJ, which was a huge fucking, slap to the face of Spider-Man fans, the fact that they retconned that marriage out. So that's what they did with the previous movie. Of course, it was nowhere near as atrocious as what they did with One More Day. And the series after that was called Brand New Day. So that's where they got that from. I haven't read Brand New Day. I can't tell you
sounds like
what happens in it. Yeah. But anyway, this is not from a comic that I'm aware of. It could be, but I'm not sure. So yeah, you get the Savage Hulk fight with Spider-Man. I want to say Spider-Man has fought him before. I haven't read it. Yeah, fuck One More Day.
This is where Hulk. Good film. This is where Hulk essentially disappears from the movie.
Yes.
Right after this fight, except for like a line at the end that the Hulk is now in police. He's been arrested and is incarcerated for this.
Well, he's not incarcerated. He's basically because
they said he's incarcerated.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was in the hospital.
How
because
do you incarcerate?
They take him to the hospital, but then they say in the background that he's incarcerated, which is absolutely retarded because you've got Jean Grey killing everybody and she just gets to go on her merry way, no problem. And why would the Punisher and Spider-Man not tell police? Yeah, Hulk was actually being controlled by the same person doing all the other stuff. So
they'll clear it up later, Brahma.
Well, they just have to have a reason to get him out of Doomsday and Secret Wars, because you're going to see him next doing Battle Planet or whatever it is. So they had to get him once again away because you can't have the Hulk around for certain things because he's too overpowered.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he never did really anything during the Thanos saga.
Well, it's the reason why they had to depower him.
Yeah.
So Yeah.
Yeah.
But
See,
absolutely retarded that he's in prison and Jean Grey's going off to go find Xavier at the end of this movie.
Well,
And that
yeah. I
she's
mean,
even
that's
treated like
that's
a
the
hero at
assumption.
all.
Yeah.
Well, and like the movie, they act like this mind raping that she's doing to everybody is just not that big a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Like when her sister gets taken, they're at a park and they're playing a game, just mind raping people. That's what they do. And
Well,
they're acting
possessing.
like, well,
They're
this is
possessing
wholesome
them,
and
but-
fun.
Yeah.
Sure, it's possessing, but I
would say
get why
mind
they're
raping someone's a
acting
little
like
bit different than possession, but yeah, I mean, it's still not good.
they are literally taking over your body and your brain. That's kind of mind rapey.
Yeah. It is.
But they're just doing it for fun. Like, this is good, wholesome family time stuff. Like, I don't get... They're acting like she's a hero for the things that she's doing in some way. It's so very much like Wanda. That
that's where you get the WandaVision vibes from this
MCU
movie.
women can do no wrong. Doesn't matter how many people they kill. They're still a hero deep down inside. No.
you know, most
And then you
serial
get the Hulk
killers
in
are
jail.
women.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Well, okay. Whenever I talk about like mind rape, it's like not controlling someone's mind, but changing memories, stuff like that. That's what I would consider to be mind rape. Whereas
scanning somebody's mind against their will.
Yeah.
The whole point of that is against the will with violence.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the same thing you could say with possession, but I said it's not good either way. I would just consider mind rape to be completely different. Like the idea of like changing memories or forcing someone to do somebody that they can't control, and there's a difference between possessing somebody where you're inhabiting the body and the person's not doing anything, and forcing somebody to do something.
Especially if they're conscious, there's a consciousness part of it.
Oh no, I agree. It's definitely violating somebody. I'm not saying that's not. I would just say that mind rape is a little bit different, but in both instances are you're violating somebody else's will.
More like the situation of where their conscience is still capable of seeing what's going on, but
yes,
they can't control it.
Yeah.
Is that what you're getting at? Okay.
Yes. Absolutely. But I agree with Broken Cow that both those things are, you consider that you're being
Definite
violated.
Violations.
Yep.
Especially if one of the times it's, hey, I'm gonna walk you into the street and let a taxi just run straight over you.
Oh, that's okay. He lived. He just broke every bone in his body. No big deal.
Also, other stupid stuff. Why is a old woman janitor the one that you choose to have drive the freaking tank? What? Make that make any sense?
I guess because it's the idea it's out of place.
She was a tank jock in a previous life.
I don't know.
Well, okay. The thing is, the problem with that is that this woman would not know how to drive the tank.
Exactly.
And like I said, it would make more sense if it was actually the one who knows how to do it. Jean gets the memories on how to operate it and is able to do that. Where the idea behind it is the fact that it's supposed to be out of place, right? As it's a hint that something is wrong. Okay. But it's still dumb. I get the idea, and it would make more sense if the person controlling the body knows how to operate the tank. But anyway, be that as it may, the fight culminates. They cause so much fucking damage to the building. Spider-Man goes and webs up all the broken parts of the building, and it's all anchored to Hulk. As Hulk calms down, he obviously begins to return to being Banner, and that's when the weight of the building, all the building parts, pulls him to the ground. And the fact that Banner survives that, I have no fucking clue how, unless he was still like mid-transformation when he hit the ground. But yeah, it's like Banner should be fucking dead.
Flying?
Yeah. Yes. And he gets the inhibitor on Jean Grey, and obviously that nerfs her. I forgot. Because Punisher shows up, she ends up possessing Punisher while he's going and dealing with
literally right after Spider-Man says, "Don't get within 30 feet of her, or she can possess you again."
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Punisher, after trying to shoot Hulk for 2 or 3 minutes, is like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go deal with her then." He's told not to go anywhere near her, immediately gets possessed.
Yep.
Stupid.
She finally cracks into the safe, possessing the Punisher. I guess using his demolition knowledge, she finds a bunch of bombs, blows the thing open, finds the director of damage control, Metzger. That's right. I keep forgetting the guy's name. And eventually, it basically is threatening to kill him if they do anything stupid. And he gets the inhibitor on her, disarms Punisher, and she gets taken in custody. And that's where she should be. The problem is the reason why her sister was taken, because her sister is psychic too, is that they're basically trying to unlock psychic potential by basically scanning the brain, finding what is basically what neurons are firing. And in the process, her sister dies. And that's the reason why they want Jean Grey, is to figure that out. But what they do is they end up unlocking her Omega abilities. Yeah. Which doesn't make any fucking sense. So you end up finding out VMAX is Vent Max. And the last thing her sister... Go ahead.
It's the letters on the vent above her head.
Yeah.
With some of it scratched out. I've seen many people aptly refer to it as just as dumb as V'ger and Voyager.
Yeah. So that was like the last thing she saw before she died. And that was like the message that she sent to Jean was VMAX. And then she figures out that her sister basically died in the room where she's at.
And
I guess that between that and the go ahead.
They were doing stuff to her for a while, it sounded like, before she died.
Mm-hmm.
And yet one little quick session of, not even real torture, but
psychic torture.
You unlock Omega level mutant.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like there's something snapping her into this, really.
Right.
That's where I think you were saying earlier it felt unearned.
No,
So
yeah, it's absolutely,
like
it's absolutely unearned.
Star Wars films, when Anakin just goes from nice guy, want to entertain, bam, to killing children.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's that fast.
Except that she's been killing children the whole movie.
Yeah. Well, the thing that...
So she just came first. So she
was
Jennifer
just a
Lawrence
psychopath
this
from the
shit.
beginning.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, the one thing where I thought was interesting is, like, if you take a look at the character of Jack from Mass Effect 2 and you understand like how her powers were unlocked, is that like throughout her entire childhood, she was basically experimented on, tortured, all these horrible things done to her to basically unlock her biotic abilities. And she's supposed to be like one of the most powerful human biotics out there as a result, because humans aren't naturally have the ability to have biotics unless you have... Well, biotics are basically they're supernatural abilities in a sense. It's very similar to like, psychic abilities, but it's not. It's a little bit different. But there are things that are very similar. And the fact that her character was like tortured over her entire childhood to basically unlock her abilities was way more of a payoff, right? It made sense. It's like, why is this character such an abrasive bitch? Well, she's had a really shitty life, right? It doesn't excuse the behavior, but it explains the character and the reason why the character is the way it is. What's that?
Explains the character and the motivations.
Yes.
Right.
Where you don't fucking get that with Jean Grey. It's just that they torture her for maybe an hour and they unlock her Omega abilities. Now, I've never read the 60s X-Men. I don't know how her powers got unlocked. So I'm just going to fucking throw that out there. But yeah, and I know that she's no Omega level mutant, especially when it comes to current year. But I have no basis of comparison.
I think it was because she had a lesbian encounter with Storm.
Maybe. But yeah, so she basically freezes everybody.
Within, like,
Very
a
similar to
kilometer.
what Wanda did in WandaVision.
Very similar.
Yeah.
Or that Xavier did in Logan.
Yeah.
But you can tell they're all trapped in their own minds. This wasn't a situation where people were unaware at this point. Once she gets the Omega level, because they multiple times zoom in on Zendaya having
and she's like
tears running down
crying.
her eyes.
Yeah.
So they're either in pain or they are just aware that they cannot do anything and they're being controlled.
Yep.
But it's Wanda all over.
Yep. So Spider-Man goes up, to basically try and save her from damage control. Frank's like, you better do something, because shit's getting real. He ends up taking up a sniper position with his rifle. We'll get into that in a little bit. Spider-Man,
her psychic blast is actually moving outwards.
Yeah,
so
further out.
The reason Frank is thinking that he needs to do this is because it keeps getting closer and closer and taking over more and more of the town.
Yep.
It was a little bit retarded that it just happened to the initial psychic blast just happened to stop like inches from Punisher.
Yep. Well, because
how convenient.
Yeah. How convenient. Yeah. So Spider-Man has to go and battle his way in. Initially, it's like with the guards, and then the hand, which was actually a pretty good fight scene. The other thing too, and I mean, a lot of the fight scenes are actually pretty fucking good.
Almost everything that is action is good in this movie.
Yeah.
Anything that you have to think about is bad.
Yeah. So he ends up starting getting his ass kicked. And then the damage control basically has weapons that nullify his webbing. And so she basically says they have contingency plans for you when you go rogue one day. And then as they end up destroying his web shooters because he has the suppressor. He can't use the organic webbing. And I guess the point where he's getting his ass beat so bad and he has to come to terms with the changes that he's going through. And he removes the inhibitor and basically fucking, I'm not gonna say mows down the hand, but like I said, great fucking fight scene. That was actually pretty well done.
To the ceiling, comes back down, and webs all the way through every portion of the hand.
Yeah, and you do see that kind of in the trailer.
And the hand is only there because they just needed somebody to give them a little guidance. That's why they're doing security for damage control.
I mean, I can buy that if in reality he's controlling them. And he's just like, oh yeah, they just need some guidance. Wink, wink. Through mind control. But that's
the only group that isn't being mind controlled until the end when she's doing it.
Well,
they're completely of their own. So Peter captured them, apparently handed them over, and damage control made them part of their security system.
Yeah, because they're a bunch of teenagers that needed guidance.
Just needed a little guidance. They're really good at heart.
Yeah.
Retarded.
That line was fucking retarded. That's like probably the most cringy line in this movie was that. And you're just like, yeah, that makes sense. So eventually he gets to Jean Grey. She has the director of damage control tied up and has like a bunch of shards of glass.
He goes full animalistic spider. Is how he defeats them. He can dodge everything. Suddenly his spider senses are working perfectly. And then just blows through the door because he becomes like exponentially stronger as the new spider. Even though we've seen him doing things like tanking the freaking Hulk when he had the inhibitors on. So whatever. So yeah, then goes in, sees Jean and Metzger.
Yep. And there's a very early, it's at the very beginning where she basically tries to go and control him, but he kicks her out. and there's like this one thing that she sees where it's Peter and Aunt May, and they're beginning to have a conversation, and then she gets kicked out. So at this point in time, he lets her in, and you see the full conversation. And basically, it's like Aunt May finding out that, you know, he's Spider-Man, and basically kind of like saying, hey, there's going to be tough times ahead and all this stuff. And so they kind of make it where they relate to each other because they both lost somebody that they cared about.
It's basically Aunt May's version of with great power comes great responsibility without actually saying
It, yeah.
words.
Even though she said it in the previous movie.
Yeah.
Because
this was supposed to have taken place before she said it in that previous movie.
Yeah. So that's where that where she turns to the good side, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I had the
Now
biggest
she
problem with.
Understands everything because
Yeah.
a dead woman she never met, but Spider-Man says you would have loved her.
Yeah.
That makes everything okay. All the people that she murdered, everything else, the fact that she's still kind of got Metzger sitting there. Yeah, everything's good now.
Yep. The one part that we didn't talk about was that when Peter returns back to the hideout where MJ is staying, this is after they break into damage control, is MJ basically finds the letter he wrote to her. She reads it, and then they have like this conversation. And it's actually, Zendaya is actually pretty decent in this movie. You know, when she's not acting like a complete bitch like she has in the previous films, she's not nearly as insufferable as she has been in the past.
She even came close to making a facial expression like a smile.
No.
I mean,
yes.
Came close. She didn't actually make a new facial expression.
I think she has a lot.
Oh, a new one. Okay.
It's not like what we're with Dune where she has like the frowny face the entire time. It's like,
it's just her face.
Well, the funny thing is, like, she actually has a nice smile when she fucking smiles. And if you basically see like the press photos, she's typically smiling in that. But
when she's not trying to act, she's very charming. She should stop trying to act and just be natural on camera.
Yeah, it's like if you've seen the stuff where where she has like her frumpy frowny face in like the last Dune movie, where it's just like you just roll your eyes, you're like, whatever. It's like in this movie, she actually kind of comes off as being a bit charming, which is something that is a rarity for her with her acting roles. I thought she was also charming in the first Dune movie too. I can't stand her in the second one.
The second one was just awful.
Yeah,
from that standpoint, yeah.
They actually have a really good moment between the two of them where he basically, professes his love for her, and she's like, "I don't know you." It's like, I don't feel the same way. I don't even know you, and that actually was really well done. Mm-hmm. But yeah, pretty much at this point.
So I take it they don't get back together.
No, they don't.
All right. So
they're going to end up getting back
sack
together as a
life again.
Yeah, they're going to end up getting back together as a friend group because that's what Gen Z does.
No. Spider-Man needs to be banging the redhead.
They will probably. I think they'll probably rekindle the relationship in the next movie, maybe, unless they're doing full.
No, what
they're
going to do? I have read leaks on this.
Movie.
Okay, I have inside sources. You jackasses don't.
Okay.
Blue Beetle is going to be brought in here and be Zendaya's boyfriend. That's how it's going to be.
Wrong cinematic universe.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're mixing DC and X-Men and all this other crap.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
Yeah, nobody read that shit. Just make a good film.
So, anyway.
You guys are really shitting on a film that's going to make about $1.5 billion.
Yeah.
Well, we did the same thing with the Odyssey.
Yeah.
That's true.
At the end, what ends up happening
is a poorly made movie, and it can still make $1 billion. And we can still say it will make $1 billion. But we can point out where Hollywood is just so devoid of any talented writing.
Yeah.
Good to see.
What ends up happening too, is when he ends up taking her back home. They run into Ned, and there's actually a really good scene between like Ned and Spider-Man, like being old
Like
pals.
Legos.
Yeah,
This is incorrect. Captain Caveman is the best superhero of all time, followed by Hong Kong Phooey. All right,
those
two
are great characters.
great
But
characters.
when the movie ends, he ends up running into Ned again, and he basically makes the decision, I'm not going to do this alone. And that was like kind of the theme of what the conversation with Aunt May was, is like, you can't do this by yourself. And so that makes him approach
You need a support
Ned
system.
and introduce himself as Peter, because he calls himself like something completely different when they're at the
Maynard
party.
or something.
Yeah, Maynard. And they do their handshake. And after that, Ned's like, Peter? And that's where it ends, is that Ned remembers Peter at this point.
No, that's not what it was.
That's not what it was?
That's what it's trying to fake you out into thinking.
Okay.
He doesn't remember him. The handshake is basically just muscle memory because they do it hundreds of times throughout
Right.
the movies. The reason that he realizes who it is because when he's over at the house with MJ and Ned, remember she says, bye, Peter. And he goes, Spider-Man's name is Peter. So he puts it together from the voice and everything else.
Okay.
That this, because he's been at the house, he was there at the party. So he puts it together.
You're right. You
it's
were
not
completely
him
right.
getting his memories back. It's the reference to her saying Peter
you're
in
right.
the movie.
You're right.
But I think they tried to do it to try to fake out people into thinking that he's getting his memory back.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where they set that up.
No,
So,
I completely forgotten that she mentions his name as he leaves. Good luck, Peter. Or
Before you
something
guys
like that.
go any further, Gemma Lemma, so yes, we just popped up in your feed, and you're like, you give it a shot. So we apologize greatly for what has happened and what you have viewed. We're very sorry about that.
Yeah.
I'll just let you know.
Jamma likes me, so
I hear you like being jammed. Yeah, that's what I've heard, especially the raspberry.
The raspberry.
Nobody gives Dark Helmet the raspberry.
The raspberry. Overall, like I said, fun movie. Okay. Action's great. Story's stupid.
yeah, it's not one of those movies where I have been bored.
Yeah,
Although I did
it's
think
not
it
a
was
boring
about
movie.
20 minutes too long. There was plenty that they could have cut that meant absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
But
Serious
not
question
one
from
where you're
True
just bored. It has pretty good pacing. It moves pretty good, and the action scenes, like we said, are they look good and they're pretty well done.
Mm-hmm.
So does Captain Caveman fight the Hulk in the next Avengers movie?
Yes, absolutely. That happens.
I would pay good money to see that. Okay. And Gemma Lemma, I'm going to apologize now for you because obviously you have mental problems if you love Brahma. I'm just saying we'll get a GoFundMe going. We'll make sure that you get the help that you need.
Indeed. Yeah. I mean, overall, like I said, it's got a lot of
Arturo,
problems.
Go see
It's
the
a
film.
it's
Go
a
see the
fun movie.
Go see it. It's fun. You got
Most
two
pe-
old curmudgeons on here and somebody who hates Spider-Man as a character. That's
Like I
what you got.
said, most people will not even notice the things that we're
Yeah,
calling out.
that we're talking about.
Because most people just don't go that deep into watching a movie. But after, what are we at, 4 or 5 years of me doing this, I've gone
Yep.
from being a normie in my taste to the stuff sticks out.
Yep.
In every movie.
Mhm.
Which also is the reason why it seems like we hate so much. But
Yep.
we tend to call out the bad stuff even in the good movies. I would say
Yeah.
before doing YouTube, I would have probably considered this a good movie. I probably still would have noticed that she killed a ton of people,
And just not, just kind of like hand waved
but I
it
just
away.
would have written it off just like the movie does.
Yep.
Or like every superhero movie does when there's buildings falling down all over the place, except that she's intentionally causing it in this.
Yep.
That's what makes it like Wanda and not like Hulk.
But there wasn't a moment. There wasn't the egregious moment. There was a moment like that, where Monica Rambeau goes, "They'll never understand what you sacrifice for them." or something, or what
But
you
there was
lost.
Spider-Man saying, "You're
Yes.
not a killer."
Yeah, there was
After
that.
he's watched all these people die because of her.
Yep.
Again, she planted a bomb in the tank
And-
for what reason? The guy was already broken out, and she still has a bomb go off.
Yeah,
That's
made
that's
no fucking
indiscriminate.
sense.
I mean, there's no way she knows that anybody's going to find that bomb to get away from it. I mean, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Well, and part of the issues there are ways that they could have done this where Jean Grey is not a villain but an antagonist, right? And that's kind of the problem, is that you lose the moral high ground when your character has killed a bunch of people. And again, it's not like they're really on-screen deaths, but because of the actions, with the exception of the one, having a bomb in a tank and having it explode, that's going to kill a lot of fucking people. All right. Driving a tank recklessly through the streets of New York, which for some reason didn't have any fucking gridlock whatsoever, but whatever, is going to kill somebody. And that's kind of the issue, is that you have this character that is supposed to be at some point a superhero. You can say that your average person put in a bad situation is probably not going to go out of their way to kill people or do things cause such damage like this. The whole tank thing is it screams villain energy. And the problem is that this is not a villain. Now, obviously, there's been instances and further on in Jean Grey's career where she becomes the Phoenix. and again, you can't say that's necessarily Jean's fault, but that's kind of the issue, is that you've already set up this character to the point where they're basically a villain, and now you're going to try and make them into a good guy. Granted, they've done stuff like that with Rogue. Rogue started off as a villain and redeeming herself and becoming one of the good guys. But yeah.
Well, okay.
You're
a mutant. You're a superhero,
it's
right?
Not a good start.
So you're a superhero. You're a mutant. Whatever. You are a step above what the rest of normal humanity is.
Yeah.
Their thought process and how they see things is going to be different than mine, right? So if I could fly like Superman and speeding bullets and all that other stuff and everything, I know what I'd be doing, which is robbing gold reserves and banks like fucking crazy. Okay, because nobody's going to be able to do anything to me. Nuclear bombs, no. Hey, what are you going to do?
What are the things that
I'm going to take your planes? I'm going to throw them at the sun. And
one of the things that has been a huge issue with the X-Men is that whenever people bring up the whole thing with the problems with the X-Men, they're not wrong. This is like one of the points that was made in X-Men 2. It's like you have a little girl that can walk through walls.
Mankind should be worried about.
Mankind should be worried.
Very much so. That's why I like Brightburn so much, because it's actually true.
Yeah.
Right? If you had these kind of powers and you were a child and you had a tantrum and your parents couldn't discipline you because you could just burn down the fucking house with your eyes.
Yeah. Like
one
of the things that
grow up and be.
Well,
right?
This is like one of the big things that was kind of more, which X-Men movie was it?
That's why the X-Men needed to grow into their powers later. They already had to have a moral fiber created before they got their
shows
powers.
It's when Professor X shows up at Jean Grey's house when she's a kid. I want to say this is the third movie. It's been a while since I've watched them.
X3.
It's Future Past.
No, Days of Future Past. It's actually X-Men 3.
X-Men 3.
You see why the X-Men are dangerous, why Jean Grey is so dangerous, because she can't control her abilities and that she is literally a danger to herself and everybody around her. That's like one of the main things that is kind of the point, right? Is the fact
that leads us to where I think they are going with her story in this new thing. Is I think, well, in the end of the movie, it shows her heading up to upstate
New York
to Westchester, essentially.
Yeah.
So she's going to see Xavier.
Yeah.
I think he's going to, in most iterations we've had, Jean has a mental block put in by Xavier to help her control her powers.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how they're going to get around her being a psychopath murderer in this movie, is they're going to have him put in the block, and she's going to be nice X-Man Jean. We'll all remember it, and we're the audience, so I don't know how that fixes anything, because we're all going to know that she's a freaking murderous psychopath. But I think that's how they're going to try to work their way around this. I have no information other than she's heading.
I could see that happening, and they kind of
upstate.
do a reverse deconstruction of the character. So what they're doing is they're giving you more of an origin story on the character by saying, yeah, this is why he went in and put the mental block on her. This is why this very powerful woman had to be gelded a bit by a man.
Well, and I disagree, Leaf. X-Men was not always woke. That is not the case. Completely disagree with that statement.
I don't know. I did not like them as a comic.
No, I mean, if you ever listen to Stan Lee talk about the X-Men and the origins of the X-Men, they're not fucking woke, man. The
Stan Lee was a horny cuz.
Well, yeah.
Wouldn't it be cool if somebody had these powers? Would it be cool if somebody had these powers?
Well, it basically, it was his way around coming up. The whole thing with the X gene and making them mutants was a way of coming up with goofy ways of giving people powers between like radioactive spiders or gamma radiation or whatever. It's like, oh, they're just born with abilities.
Here's our catch-all.
Yeah.
Well, about the time he started writing is when we started learning more about the human genome and chromosomes. So more of that was becoming mainstream. So yeah, it makes sense that that's the power that they came up with. But it goes back to the X-Men and the mutant powers need to have some kind of fatal flaw inside of them somewhere to keep them from just wiping out humanity and taking over.
Yeah,
we got that in this movie too, because Spider-Man is going to be the enemy of the X-Men, because Spider-Man created these inhibitor things that are universal inhibitors that are now going to be what you see later on with the X-Men, where they've got like the collars around their necks that are all having their powers limited.
The power inhibitors,
That's all going to be thanks to Spider-Man now, because Damage Control has the inhibitor. And they're going to mass produce it. Damage Control is basically going to be the rise of the Sentinels.
I guess.
Okay. They're going to make the collars, and they're going to make the Sentinels.
But the problem is that it was actually Trask who did that. I don't think it was part of Damage Control.
Right. But that's where they're leading. That's where they're leading with this movie.
Yeah.
Either he's going to be under Trask, or he's going to provide Trask with the things he needs to do that. But that's what the inhibitor is. That's why
without his friends, he needs to find a place to belong.
But that's why he had the talk with Banner about a universal inhibitor. And Banner was like, well, who decides what is good or bad in nature?
Right.
Yep. And that's where we're going with the X-Men. The mutant saga started in this movie. That's where they're going. You won't see most of it for the next 2 movies. But the second they're done with Secret Wars, that's what we're doing.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I can see that, and I don't even read the comics or know that much about
them.
But that's what they've lined up.
Yeah. I'm curious to see where they go with it. But I think it's gonna be a fucking disaster.
Also, Sadie Sink looks way too young to have, like, I know she's like 24 in actuality, but she still looks like a freaking 14 or 15-year-old.
Well, she's supposed to be a teenager in the movie.
I know. That's why they keep casting her for teenage parts. The problem is you're going to have Wolverine and Cyclops fighting over her when she looks like she's like 14, 15 years old. I don't understand the casting. I don't understand why guys would be fighting over her. She's an okay looking girl. She's nothing all that special. She's mid. But then she looks like a little kid.
Yeah.
Who are you going to introduce as Wolverine and Cyclops that are going to be so young that it would make sense for them to be trying to get with Jean Grey?
Yeah. Yeah. I that was like kind of my thing too. It's like when I heard about the casting of Sadie Sink, I was like, Jean Grey is supposed to be really hot.
Yeah.
And Sadie Sink is not.
No. Redhead
Well,
is
I mean,
about
maybe
all
they
of it.
just have different.
Yeah, the only thing they have in common is the fact that they're redhead. Yeah.
And I don't think she can play another character. She really didn't play this any different than her character in Stranger Things.
I would say she was less of a bitch.
Slightly?
Slightly. I said less of a bitch. I didn't say to what degree. I said less of.
Yeah, slightly less.
Yeah.
But I mean, she also
she's
had
cute,
a
but
guy
she's
walk
not
into
hot.
traffic.
Yeah. But yeah. Like Sam's attitude, or Max's attitude is like way fucking worse. He was like a big, massive bitch in Stranger Things. Minus
Explaining
walking a
down to
dude into a
everybody.
car.
Yeah.
She wasn't as, I would say she was less insufferable as Jean Grey than as Max, but yeah.
But the acting is not that much different.
No.
She's not that far off. She doesn't do anything different with this character than what she did with Max, really.
Yeah.
I'm more
still-
concerned about the fact that Florence Pugh is Princess Irulan in Dune, because Princess Irulan's supposed to be the penultimate of 10,000 years worth of gene
Oh, that's
manipulation.
right. She
beauty,
is in that, isn't she?
right? And then they have her
Yeah.
there. I mean, it's me. I'm a germ. She looks better than I do, but in the end, you're not going to watch a comedy with mid people in it, looking people in it, fine. But this kind of stuff, these are the top of humanity. They're
Peak
supposed to
human.
be
Mm-hmm.
really, really, really good looking. Like
Well,
Chris
and
Evans. And
that's
Brahma
kind
has
of a-
told me many times how he wishes he was in the arms of Chris Evans because he's such a hunk. And I'm like, dude, just come out and say it on screen. It'll be fine.
Well, the one thing, we talk about the whole thing with like peak of human perfection. That's what a lot of these characters are supposed to be, which is the reason why they're very attractive. And one of the big issues that we've run into, especially when it comes to female characters, is that for many years women weren't allowed to be attractive because of feminism being a huge aspect of it.
Feminism.
Yeah.
Well, they're definitely not allowed to have bodies that men might actually like.
Find attractive, yeah.
Like last night, I was being kind of a smartass on Twitter with Price of Reason because he had said, it was Zoe Saldana, and he was like, how does somebody so hot get to be so stupid or something like that? And I was like, she's not hot. Zoe Saldana is good looking, but part of what makes a woman hot is having some actual womanly curves to her body.
Yeah.
Zoe Saldana does not have that. So she can be very good looking, especially in the face,
Mhm.
but I'm not accepting Hollywood's beauty standards. If you have no curves, yes, you can be a very good looking woman, but women should have curves, and Hollywood has gone completely away from anybody having any curves, except for Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of the thing is that it's like most of the females that they're pushing in movies have like the body of a 12-year-old boy. And that's, kind of weird. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
I mean,
you look at the old,
Oh wait,
yeah, androgyny. Yeah,
look at
that's
the old
the
guard
huge
though
pushing.
in Hollywood. I mean, Selma Hayek,
Yeah.
extremely curvy. Jennifer
Yes.
Connelly, curvy.
Mhm.
Well, in the
We
70s,
used
Well,
to
they
were
actually
going
look
for
like
that.
women. They don't look like teenagers.
That's
well, in
what
the
I'm saying.
70s, you had those tall, skinny model types, Twiggy, all that. I mean, that was in the 70s, and then in the mid 70s, that kind of started going away. And, once Star Wars hit, and you had, Princess Leia out there in the free boobs, flying around and all that stuff. things started to change, and
Yeah,
then you
that's
had
fantastic.
yeah,
Well, I mean, okay, when it comes to like supermodels have always been fucking toothpicks, right?
Yeah.
It's like God forbid you have a woman with a figure. They call them a plus size model.
right, because you had like Jane Mansfield, and you had Marilyn Monroe, and just name it. There were so many through the 30s, 40s, and 50s that were voluptuous women in there. But yeah, I mean, best part to come out of the 60s and 70s was the gigantic amount of pubic hair on the women in the Playboys and
The bush.
that was.
But the thing about like the
that's
fashion industry specifically
bush.
is it's a whole bunch of gay men telling women how to dress for gay men, because
Yeah.
the straight men don't like most of what is in fashion. It's kind of crazy that women think that, who should I get advice from on how to get guys to pay attention to me? I know, gay guys.
I think we can just blame France for that one. The whole fashion thing,
And what I don't understand is even gay dudes like boobs. They may not want anything to do with them, but they notice a great rack.
Yep.
Talk to Mike Harlow. He'll point out great tits to you all day long.
Well, I mean,
Yep.
it's the milk of life.
Yep. And okay, one thing, 11 Alpha. I mean, Audrey Hepburn actually looked like an adult, though.
True.
She didn't look like a 12-year-old girl or
She
boy,
was not a
They-
as the
good
case may be.
Even Olivia
Neither was
Newton-John,
Bette
when they
Davis.
stuck her in the skin-tight leather and grease, looked like she had some curves.
Yeah.
It's different than Zendaya with the less than an A cup.
Yep. And they stuck her in that robot outfit.
Yeah.
with the nipple previewer or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, and Italy too. You are correct. France and Italy.
France and Italy. Yep.
I mean, yes, there have always been different
R.I.P.
body types, but
Well, yeah,
Sweet-
that's
it's not
Sweet
that there's
Olivia
different body
Newton-John,
types as
sweet
that I'm
woman.
talking about. What I am
Yeah.
talking
they're
about
pushing
is
a
the
particular body
Hollywood
type.
standard pushing specific body types that are not appealing to men.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the one thing I
most
thought was
men, the
pretty
majority
funny.
of men.
Well, I'll tell
is
you
that,
this. Elliot
throughout-
Page is
throughout
in
that-
what might be a billion-dollar movie, and we aren't. So there you go.
Throughout the majority of that 007 game, I swear to God, like the majority of the women in the game have like the same body type until you get the one Latino woman who actually has curves in it. It's just like, oh, okay. Well, you can actually figure out how to make a different body type in this game.
Could have
No.
if you wanted to.
Yeah, you could have. But making women attractive in video games is so difficult, guys.
You didn't know this?
That's their excuse.
It's easy
I
to
can't
make
believe
women
you didn't know.
attractive in video games. We used to go nuts over 2 triangles on Lara Croft.
Yep.
Well,
My God. Yeah.
Triangles.
I'm really curious on Monday to talk about the box office numbers with this movie.
I think it's going to kill it.
Yeah.
I have no doubts. on
Absolutely
that.
gonna fucking kill it.
The 400
question is
500
how-
million worldwide.
Yeah,
I think
the question
is
is-
almost guaranteed.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, Tifa had some triangles too.
What about Tilly Norwood? She looks hot when prompted.
Now I've got to look up who that is.
That's the AI actress.
Oh,
Tilly
okay.
Norwood, yeah.
Yeah. The one that they're trying to get like an agent for some reason.
Right.
Oh man. But yeah, that I'm curious to see if the Odyssey is going to have a massive box office drop or not. And again, not saying the movie's going to fail. It's going to hit $1 billion. Pretty safe to say. But I am literally curious to see how much of a chunk Spider-Man takes out of it, if it actually takes one out of it. So
Oh, I think Spider-Man will take top easily.
Oh, it's definitely gonna be number one, hands down, hands down.
I just wanted to crush the Odyssey because screw the Odyssey. What a horrible freaking movie.
I mean, it's definitely one of those movies that if it failed, I wouldn't shed a tear. But like, reality is it's going to make money, and it's going to send the wrong fucking message to Hollywood. Well, I mean, it's sending in the message that they want, right? Woke is
Reality
back,
this
baby.
how-
Let's.
This is how everybody just watches movies nowadays. There's no thought behind what you're not analyzing anything that you're seeing.
Yeah.
It's just flashing pictures for you.
Yep. Yes, there was a Doomsday trailer for me. And
Oh, that's
again,
good. How was that?
I mean, it's the same one I've already seen. So
My trailer was 4 times bets. Both times that I
really,
watched
I've
it.
never heard of that movie.
Both times that I watched it, yes. It's funny because there was a version that the video is very, very bad, but the audio is in English. And then there's a version where the video is almost crystal clear, but everything is in Indian. So,
well, you know, if you sync the two up, you can meet one.
I watched both. I watched the one with the audio first with the horrible visuals. Then I went back and listened to it, or watched it with the crystal clear version. But yes, everything is subtitled with Indian.
Oh, it's fucking hilarious. Yeah. I'm not holding my breath on how good Doomsday is going to be. I mean, we've all read the plot leaks. Allegedly, that's the story, and
It's just gonna be let's murder all the X-Men that you liked.
yeah. Let's murder the Fox universe is what it's going to
We're
be.
gonna bring in Shang-Chi again, and they need to kill off everything. I think more of that's going to happen in Secret Wars, but basically they're just going to introduce the X-Men and kill them.
Yep.
That's Doomsday for you.
Yep.
And
they're going to stay dead along with Ant-Man.
And Peter Parker, well, Spider-Man, this Spider-Man, Tom Holland, will not be in Doomsday. But I have heard rumors that the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man will be in Doomsday.
That's part of the leaks.
And will be fighting the X-Men.
Yep. Well, in particular,
this movie, it just
fighting
said,
Wolverine and Deadpool.
Right. So in this Spider-Man movie, it just said Spider-Man will return. Unlike all the other movies where they're like, you know, Spider-Man will return.
So what was like the mid-credit or post-credit scene? It was the Spider Tracker, I heard.
The Spider Tracker, and there were 2 versions of of Spider-Man showing up on the Spider Tracker, one in space and one in Queens. So the thought is that is the Battle Planet. It's going to be starting the Battle Planet thing where Hulk is setting up Battle Planet, and one of the Spider-Men, could be Andrew Garfield or it could be Tom Holland.
Got it.
Is being transported to Battle Planet. Because that's
Did you
how they're
see
going to kill off everybody who survives Doomsday and Secret War, is having Battle Planet just kill all the survivors.
Battle World.
Battle World, sure.
Yep.
I think that's going to be the second half of Secret Wars.
Well, no, yeah, okay, that's what Secret Wars. That's what Secret Wars is going to be, is Battle Planet.
Okay, yeah,
yeah, because
I'm not familiar with comics, so
yeah, no, I read the series that they're basing this off of.
So Hulk will not be in Doomsday, but he will be setting up Battle World then, and then Secret Wars will be that.
Because what ends up happening in the comic with the whole thing with the incursion crisis is that it's very similar, where you have these worlds colliding, and the multiverse is basically imploding in on itself. And what ends up happening is very similar to what's going to happen with Doomsday. At the end, Doom is going to save the world by creating Battle World. and everybody's going to be on that. And
I thought Maestro did Battle World, or is that a different?
that's a different thing.
Okay.
Um,
What was that one? Because doesn't Maestro just pull in people from all different timelines and multiverses and make them fight each other? Which is basically
you
just
have
another
there's
version of the Hulk, right?
there's Hulk Future and Perfect, which is, I believe was what introduced Maestro. And that was like a 2-part kind of like graphic novel, where you have Banner from the past going into this future world where you have Maestro, and the end of book 1, there's this great line between the two Hulks where it's like Dr. Banner, I presume. Well, they basically say the exact same thing to one another.
Yeah.
And yeah, then you have like Old Man Wolverine or Logan, Old Man Wolverine, and that's kind of related to Maestro because you have like a bunch of the inbred Hulklings running around.
Eating people.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've read Old Man Wolverine, so I don't remember.
Ninja, that's what I'm thinking of. Contest of Champions.
Contest of Champions. Okay. Yeah, that would make sense. But yeah. He's completely Maestro is completely unrelated to Battle World. Battle World was purely, unless the name was recycled, it was from the 2015 Civil War series. Sorry, Secret War series. Civil War, they're completely different. Civil War 2 is a fucking ass. So anyway, what ends up happening is the multiverse collapses in on itself. Doom creates Battle World and saves everybody in a nutshell. And he has his guards, and they're called the Thors. Oh man,
Thors or what?
Yeah, they basically like Storm is a Thor. Everybody's a Thor, but Thor.
But Thor.
But that's an issue to it in itself. And what ends up happening is, and this leads into infamous Iron Man, which is where Doom becomes Iron Man because Iron Man's dead. But Reed Richards basically proves that he's the better man, and they end up restoring Earth and the universe.
Right. So what the movie, the cinematic universe is going to be doing is, right now you've got the X-Men have been completely separate.
Yeah.
The MCU, Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, all of these things, for the most part, not overlapping.
Yeah.
So they're doing the full reset so that all of these things are going to be on one planet, one universe.
Now that they basically own everything except Spider-Man
going forward after Secret Wars.
Well, and the issue too, what happened at the end of Secret Wars is it led into All New, All Different, which is basically what we've been getting, right? Ever since post Endgame, what we've been getting in the movies is All New, All Different. When they went and race and gender swapped all the characters
and all that crap.
Yeah. This is where Ironheart comes in. Well, I mean, she kind of comes in before. It's like they started the swapping before Secret Wars because at this point, Falcon's already Captain America. Hulk is still the Hulk, but he ends up becoming. They replace Banner with Amadeus Cho, and he becomes the new Hulk. And I'm trying to remember who else they did, but they sidelined literally all of their straight white male superheroes during this time period. They have already killed off Wolverine. This is where X-23 takes over as Wolverine, which was fucking retarded. Trying to remember what else they did. Obviously, they killed off Tony Stark. They started bringing in Riri Williams as Ironheart.
Basically, their version of the Teen Titans coming in and taking over for the old guard.
Yeah.
Only people seem to like the Teen Titans.
So yeah, it's what we've been getting in the MCU is basically been all new, all different. But the irony is the fact that the all new, all different stuff comes in afterwards. So it's like, what the fuck are you guys gonna do at this point?
Well, they're gonna do the.
Are you doing all new, all different again?
Saga. They're gonna do the mutant saga.
I guess.
Only they're going to have access to not just the mutants, but everybody else. So, I mean, that'll be the next phase is the mutants.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still going to include all the normal Marvel characters outside of the X-Men too.
I mean,
with Deadpool and a few of. So in Spider-Man, just so everybody knows, the movie did not call her a mutant or even come close to it. There is no explanation for the powers. They just have them. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess it's kind of fine as long as they explain it later on. But the issue is that when they introduced Scarlet Witch, who's also a mutant, I think that the term they used was they called them miracles or something like that. Because her and obviously Quicksilver, they're both mutants.
Eternals?
Right.
No, Quicksilver.
Okay.
All the way back.
They're making the Eternals too.
At Ultron.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing, I kind of wish that discussing fish thing was real. Eternals forever. It's like, have you learned nothing, Kevin Feige? But
I will make this work.
I will make this work.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not holding my breath for the future of the MCU.
See Doomsday and Secret Wars just to watch everybody die.
Yeah. Well, part of the issue is that they kill them and they bring all them back.
Well, they're not bringing back the X-Men because they're going with full recasting on the
X-Men. Well, yeah. I mean, that's, of course. Well, they're not bringing back Ant-Man either. They're killing off Ant-Man as well.
Which
probably a good thing for Paul Rudd.
Well, all those people are getting old.
I liked Ant-Man.
You know, I mean,
I liked the first Ant-Man movie.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was funny, and part of the issue is that.
And Evangeline Lilly is hot as hell.
Yeah, she was very hot in that. Speaking of wafy women, by the way, she's wafy.
She's an elf.
Fucking hey, dude. I'm totally blanking. Edgar Wright. I kind of wish Edgar Wright wasn't fired because his version of Ant-Man would have been so much better, and you could still see Edgar Wright's fingerprints on that movie. But fucking hey, dude, it's like the Ant-Man series would have been way better if he was in charge of it. I think.
I was semi-okay on 2. The third one is where Quantumania was horrible.
Quantumania was fucking shit.
And what a way to waste Bill Murray in a movie.
Yeah.
Of course, I think most of Bill Murray has been a waste since about 30 years ago.
Probably.
Mm-hmm. Ghostbusters and Caddyshack.
Yeah, Stripes. When he decided to try to be a real actor instead of a comedian.
Well, he was good in Lost in Translation.
I was going to bring up Lost in Translation. That's also where
he plays himself.
That was also the breakout role for Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, but he plays himself, and Bill Murray's an asshole in real life.
Yeah,
right. So
he never schedules anything. He shows up if he feels like
whenever he wants to, and all that.
He does everything on his word.
His time, his word.
Yep.
Maybe he shows up, maybe he doesn't. And that's just Bill Murray, you know? You get the comic genius has to come with some kind of flaw, right? So Robin Williams, comic genius.
No, that's one of the things we're talking about is like the whole idea, like, a lot of really talented people are fucked in the head.
Yeah. I mean, John Belushi, one of the greatest comedic minds of our time, and Richard Pryor, same thing. And just they had demons. That's what we used to call people had demons. Jim Morrison, right? Great
Every
poet,
grunge singer outside of Eddie Vedder that is.
That's right.
He's the only one that's
Eddie
alive.
Vedder's problem is that his music sucks. I mean,
Oh,
that's
he's a fucking asshole too.
yeah,
He's a lefty piece of.
he's
Yeah, he's a lefty.
I still like to
my music.
No, his thing is he never opens his teeth. So
Mhm. He's a Springsteen singer. They all I definitely would make a good Scrooge. That is very true.
Who? Oh, Tox. Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Humbug.
I love Christmas though. That's the problem. So there you go.
Yeah, you can never be Scrooge.
I like Christmas. I like 4th of July. I like Halloween.
Holidays are great.
Memorial Day is pretty good. That's a great time. I spent Memorial Day and Labor Day. I go and I recognize veterans because I don't remember which one it is. So I just go and do that. So
Veterans Day.
Memorial Day is remembering the dead veterans. Veterans Day is remembering the live ones.
Chevy Chase was such a dick. And do you remember his short-lived late night show?
No.
Chevy Chase had a late night show up against Johnny Carson and others for like a week. And he got out there, it was live. He was so nervous. He could barely play the piano. The guy's pretty talented. And it sucked and they canceled it in a week. And this is that's the greatest idea I have ever heard.
The Kwanzaa Scrooge.
Kwanzaa Scrooge.
Do Scrooge, but with Kwanzaa.
That's right.
It's a Kwanzaa Day miracle.
I am the Kwanzaa now.
Are you? I'm the Kwanzaa now.
It's just me constantly berating Hollywood actors for being dicks.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Marks. Yeah, the Chevy Chase show was the most justifiable butt of so many jokes. It was so bad.
How bad was it?
It was unwatchable. And the Jimmy Kimmel show for the first 2 weeks when they had Snoop Dogg on the whole time and they were drunk on stage on this live show, deep frying people's Rolex watches and all that stuff. Greatest 2 weeks of television that I've ever seen. And then Jimmy Kimmel got serious because he kept thinking he was going to get canceled. He couldn't believe he was getting the show.
He should be canceled. He sucks.
Now he does. Those
Yep.
2 weeks were great. But yeah, the best stuff he did. And he and Adam Carolla are still friends and they still talk. And they don't talk about the politics or anything.
Well,
That's
stop being
shitty.
friends, I'm pretty sure
Kimmel?
at that point. Yeah. All right, we're gonna get super chats and we're out of here. Inebriate Plutarch for $5. Jeremy Brett is the best Sherlock Holmes, no question.
Yep, I saw him put that in there, and yeah, he was the epitome.
I like the Robert
Okay.
Downey Jr. version. And Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh yeah, the modern retelling of the Benedict Cumberbatch stuff I thought was pretty good.
It got weird after about a season and a half.
because they didn't want to do it anymore. He had gotten into the Lord of the Rings films, and
Benedict?
Benedict
Oh
Cumberbatch?
no, the guy who played Watson.
Oh, okay.
yeah, both of them were in those films. Benedict Cumberbatch was the necromancer and the voice of Smaug, where he had to do the physical acting with that, and you had Martin Freeman.
So you're
was
talking
the-
about The Hobbit, not the Lord
The
of the
Hobbit.
Rings.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever. The Hobbit, they all run together. It's all one freaking story.
Well, it
I
was a
kept trying to
different
read
time.
that stupid story, The Lord of the Rings, and it just the first 10 chapters of that thing just ramble.
I
Like,
couldn't.
I don't
And
give
yet
a
you
crap.
got through Dune somehow. Dune, I think, is far drier than Lord of the Rings.
It is far
I-
drier, but it's
I-
an articulate.
I will
it is
return back to it one day, but I had a hard time getting through the first several chapters of Lord of the Rings. I was like, I'm moving on, guys. I'm
It
sorry.
was rough. It was
Yeah,
rough.
it was rough.
But after he realizes, oh shit, I'm writing a book, right? Because here's the guy. How did Tolkien do that stuff? He was just writing, and he was doing his stuff, and he was doing the linguist stuff, and he created the language, blah blah blah. And he
Yep.
was just writing stuff and things that came down. And then one day he woke up and he's like, oh shit, I'm writing a book, and then kept going. And said, oh, I need to bring this here and do this and do that. That's how the book reads.
Yeah.
You know,
I've-
and
I never found Lord of the Rings that hard to read. The Silmarillion, yes, but not the actual base
Also
story.
really like the Robert Jordan books, and I tell you, after 3 sentences, actually, all right. In my defense, for Robert Jordan, 3 sentences is about 15 pages. So that
And most of the sentences crossed her arms under her breast.
yes, that's and at
As
the
long
end,
as you keep mentioning breasts in your story, I'll keep
Totally
going.
fine with that. Yep.
exactly.
All right. Toxic Man flew for $5. Join the dark side with me. Say it. Say it. Spider-Man is a whiny little sissy.
Yes, little bitch.
Toxic. I know you
also
like
gifted
the
5 memberships.
lit RPG also.
Mhm.
Have you started Dungeon Crawler Carl yet?
No, not yet. I am.
I started it yesterday.
I have I'm going through a phase of great courses books by a guy that's doing a cult, and he does the greatest crimes in history and history's villains and aliens and stuff, because I'm trying to come up with quips to smack Roland on the whole alien thing, because yeah, exactly, because I like that. I want to keep playing it, so I've been doing that, and a lot of Sherlock Holmes stories that are written within the universe, because Arthur Conan Doyle never went after anybody. Take my characters, write them, do whatever, and there's just so many things of it, short stories and long books, what are called novels, and stuff like that, that have been
Well,
written. I've written
knowing
some of
that
those.
you like lit RPG, I think you would like the Dungeon.
Yeah, the
Crawler
Dungeon Crawl, I
series.
like that.
People
I
have
really
said
like what
it's pretty
Alaron
good.
Kong was doing with the one, and then he just stopped that one series.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Most of the lit RPG guys just end up stopping because they've overpowered everything, and then it's just like
I don't
5-6
know
books
where
in.
else to
they're
go
well,
just
next.
isn't it like a lot of
what
the
else
lit
do I do?
RPG stuff actually based off of people's RPG games?
Yeah, they're just
No,
they're just
it's
DMs writing stories.
it's basically Sword Art Online, where
Yeah.
you find yourself actually in a RPG game
Oh, okay.
where you have stats, you have abilities, talents, all the other stuff, and they get leveled up. And you came from like normal world and somehow got stuck in a simulation that is actually your new life, that is
Gotcha.
an RPG game.
Interesting. All right. Deeple 101. Celebrating 24 months of memberships. Okay, so simple Spider-Man review. Do you recommend to see in theaters or streaming, or not at all? Ahoy chat panel and rumblers. Enjoy the show.
Go see it in theaters, man.
I'd say see it. I mean, the action scenes are filmed well enough, and the fights are. If you want to see it in theaters, go see it in theaters. I'm not
If you
telling
wanna
anybody
wait,
it's a
yeah.
bad movie. We gave what the problems were with the movie, but that's
Yeah.
not saying it was a bad movie. I was entertained, which is more than I can say about a lot of movies nowadays.
Yes. It was certainly more entertaining than The Odyssey.
100% more.
Yeah.
The Odyssey is a 4. This is a 6.5 to 7.
Yeah, I would say it's a 7 for
This
me.
is an above average movie, like most of the Spider-Man movies have been.
Yep. All right, Grant says, did you like the part where they introduced Miles Morales and the and at the hospital? I didn't pick up on that, but I now that you point that out, I think I see what you're talking about.
Was he an orderly?
The little kid that actually recognized Peter.
Yeah, the little
on
kid
the
that
shoulders, that did the wrist movement at him.
Yeah.
No, I said 6.5 or 7. I did not say 6-7, Josh Hammond. I don't use those two numbers anymore. Freaking Gen Z retards, Gen Alpha, whatever they are.
I don't know if that was actually Miles Morales or not, but I can
don't
see
even
where
know if he actually recognized him as Spider-Man, because why would
I don't think he recognized him as Spider-Man. I think he was just doing the thing.
Yeah, there are people pointing out that there was a doctor in the doorway that looks like he recognized who he was, probably because he was the one who operated on him.
Mm-hmm.
But the kid, I'm not sure I don't think that's a read into Miles Morales.
I didn't get that either. But now that you pointed out, I could see that, but I don't think that's what that was, though.
Well, you're both wrong. Go ahead.
Okay. All right, Mark, celebrating 38 months of memberships.
All right, 38. Thank you, Mark. That's very nice.
I would say, the best way for me to say whether to go see it in the movies or not would be if you like the previous movies, see it in the theater, because I would say out of the previous 3, this is probably, with the exception of the last one of the better Spider-Man movies.
Mhm.
Got a lot of problems. It is fun, though.
What do you mean, with the exception of the last one?
The other one was a good one. I'm kind of torn whether I think the previous Spider-Man is better.
I thought everybody kind of universally liked the last one with all three.
Well, no, I'm talking. Well, it's a great movie. I'm trying to say which one I think is better. I would say, with the exception of the last one.
Okay.
Yeah,
gotcha. I misunderstood what you were saying.
The first 2 were. I enjoyed them. Not as good.
They've all been pretty good, with the exception of the last one.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I thought everybody liked that one. I was comparing it to the last one, saying with the exception of the last one. Yeah. This is one of the better ones, right? My
family member said the same. They said it's hard to beat 3 Spider-Men all in one movie.
Yeah.
So they give that one the leg up, but they like this one plenty well.
Yeah. Still, hands down, the best Spider-Man movie is Spider-Man 2. You could say that this one couldn't be a close contender, but it's kind of hard to beat 3 Spider-Man in one movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I mean, the thing that sucks about it is that the movie itself had potential to be a great movie, but it's got a lot of problems. So, all right.
It's just. It's writers can't get out of their own way.
Yep. I would say this would probably be the 3rd best Spider-Man movie at this point. Spider-Man 2, is it No Way Home, and then this one.
I like the one original with Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 2, original Spider-Man. I think. Yeah. And then I stopped watching them. I just had Tobey Maguire to me that I think he was the best.
I mean, I think we should just all agree that the one that Alex Stein is in the movie is the best one.
Yeah, that's true.
The thing that sucks is I really like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. He just got a shit movie.
I like him as he's a good actor. I think in the scenes that I've seen of the 3 of them together and the No Way Home and all that stuff, he's just the most personal, but he's also the one that suffered the heaviest loss.
Yeah.
Right. And that kind of, there's a tragedy there. That whole, he had some bad movies, but when Gwen Stacy died in that series of films, I think
the thing that pissed me off is it ruined the death of Gwen Stacy in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But her dying, I think, is one of the most poignant parts.
Oh no, it's like one of the biggest pivotal moments in Spider-Man's history.
And then it's redeemed in the last movie where he actually does save MJ.
Yeah. That was
he's redeemed, not the scene from the other movie, but
yeah, Alex Stein was an extra. He was an extra in which Spider-Man movie?
I believe it was Amazing Spider-Man 2. There's a scene where they're in the hallway. Alex Stein is standing in the background to the right with a girl, while Andrew Garfield and what's the jock's name?
Flash Thompson.
Flash. There's something going on with them at the lockers. Like one of them's holding the other one up against the locker.
Yep.
Alex Stein is in the background right then.
Yep. All right, let's get to the memes and we're out.
Okay, here we go. Hey, Tom, did you know it is illegal to laugh too loud in Hawaii? Please, Harry, don't. You are only allowed a low ha. In the Odyssey 2026, Nolan completely omits Xena helping Odysseus get back to Ithaca. This shows that he knows nothing of the source material. 100%.
Factual statement.
That is Yeah, gummit. That's the Xenia Warrior Princess. She was in that stuff. Me walking to HR because the joke I made was so funny they wanted to hear it in person.
Those are my favorites.
If by picking up hotties at the club you mean going to Costco for a rotisserie chicken, then yeah, I'm in. 100%.
You know what's real fun at Costco? So you go back to where they have the rotisserie chickens, and they usually have racks of ribs that are cooked as well.
Mhm.
So get the rack of ribs, go pay for it, and then go into the food court area and just start eating the rack of ribs. And everybody will look at you like, how the hell did you get that? Because it's not on the menu at the food court. So they're all looking, when did they put ribs on the food court menu? But they've got it back there, fully cooked by the rotisserie chickens. And it makes for a pretty good meal that confuses everybody in the freaking store.
That's fucking funny.
That's probable, folks. Fucking with people since he can remember.
Yep, being a dick for
Socialist.
no reason.
Socialists be like Monopoly.com. No, Monopoly.gov. Yeah.
Yes.
So very true. Me as a kid versus me now. I've never seen a more accurate tweet. Yep.
Yep.
Very little salsa, full dip.
Lots of salsa. Yeah.
Full dip. Neighborhood Watch, you're being judged by old people and cats.
Pretty much.
That's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
They grow up so fast. Oh, boy.
Oh,
I saw that. That was
seriously,
pretty funny.
that was the other thing that was so freaking noticeable in this movie. Tom Holland is one short little bastard.
Oh, he
in
is.
every
He's like
scene,
5'4",
the house party
5'5".
scene, every girl in the room is taller than him by like 3 or 4 inches. There is not a person that he is actually taller than in this movie, and I think that includes some of the toddlers. Once you notice it, it's impossible not to, because he's a good 3 or 4 inches shorter than damn near everybody in the movie, and that's even the party girls that they have at the parties.
Right.
That's funny.
Well, gymnasts, and he, I think, is a former gymnast, are very short. See those people in the Olympics, they're all like 5'2" to 5'6". You don't have a whole lot of tall gymnasts because you can't get around all the apparatus and stuff that quickly. So, yeah, he just never grew.
Yeah, Leith, Zendaya is actually like 5'10". She's like my height. I'm 5'11". I think she's 5'10". She's a good 4 or 5 inches taller than Tom Holland is.
That's funny.
Yeah. Elliot Page is the Babylon Bee's Woman of the Year. That's
That's funny.
There's a chance Tom Holland is taller than Ellen.
Who are you, warrior? The Queen knows me.
The Queen knows me.
Emphasis on the
biblically.
no.
Worried about your privacy these days? When I was a kid, every house in the city had a magic book with your name, address, and phone number for every psycho to see.
Yep.
So very true. The cheapest meat you can buy is deer balls. They're under $1.
Wah, wah.
Stop.
That's bad. All right. Here we go. California DMV worker requests interpreter to assist customer who speaks English. Oh. My 4 moods. I need coffee. I need a nap. I need vacation. I need duct tape, a rope, and a shovel.
I need bourbon.
I need bourbon. All right. Let's see what else we got here. 'Tis but a scratch. The Black Knight arises.
I actually have that T-shirt.
That's pretty good.
Or
I
had
like the
it.
bunny.
Yeah.
The bunny's good. Let's see. Oh yeah, I saw this one. This is Robbie. Hobo Gandalf versus real life fake wizard in Mortal Wizardry. I thought that was pretty cool.
Wizardry.
What's in the box? He does kind of look like Tom Bombadil. All right. Job opening, part-time work with starting salary of $174,000. Opportunity for bonuses based on insider trading and willingness to compromise ethics. Limited vacation days, no skills or experience required. Run for Congress today.
Not wrong.
Not wrong. Trump deploys Yoko Ono to sing in Iran until they surrender. 100% true.
Oh, hell yeah. Yep.
God, she's awful. What do you call a lobster with braces or a lesbian with braces? Sorry.
Box
A
cutter.
box cutter. The Vagematic 3000. It slices, it dices, it makes curly pubes. All right, let's see what else we got here. I'll buy that for $1. Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Yep.
Running Man.
That and Smash TV.
RoboCop, not Running Man.
Oh, RoboCop. Sorry. RoboCop. I'm sorry. I'm tired.
It's all right.
S'mores,
Yeah,
then
but there's
he
also the
bargained
Smash
for.
TV game where they're like, big money.
Yeah,
big
Smash TV.
prices.
Yeah.
I'd buy that for $1.
S'mores, then he bargained for. Yes. July 24th, 1990, celebrate Nation Drive-Thru Day with Tim Curry's iconic Pennywise performance. Some say Pennywise is Ronald McDonald's evil twin. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it.
We all float down here.
Nobody talks about the grease in McDonald's bag, though. That, yeah. After a shootout with the local cartel, 5 border crossings, and a cheeky handjob for corrupt policemen, Big Bird has finally managed to import his cousin Alberto, along with 20 kilograms of cocaine inside his cocla, all the way from South America. Oh,
That's funny.
that's good. Poor Big Bird. And his whatever cocla, yeah. Hardcore sex implies the existence of ska sex, horny trombone music.
Mm-hmm.
Scotty, is it true your grandfather fought in the Romulan War? Aye, he came home with one leg. Never did figure out whose leg it was, though. Okay. That's
Scotty doesn't know.
I don't know. Your shuttlecraft pilot is hung. Ah. Ah. Didn't say well hung, it just said hung.
Indeed.
Oh, look, proud parents. Yep, makes sense, obviously, of course. Yeah, Dot Matrix and C-3PO and
Boogie.
Wow.
Twiggy.
It was so small at first, I couldn't see
We
what
saw
it
that
was.
one. And saw that one. More adorable. A place that looks breathtaking in photos, but would be absolutely miserable to visit. The volcano hike is completely more adorable. You've died of trickle-down economics. Pretty funny. Happens in Tetris. Mm-hmm. That is what happens. It cuts them all down. The only one that seems worried is the mushroom.
The Goomba.
Here we go with Bell. That is me at the movies. Yeah, not watching this one.
Well, he's facing the wrong direction. So.
Well, yeah. I always go to theaters. Where were you before dinner? I plead the fifth. Where's the gravy? So I'm the judge. I apparently want to know where the gravy is.
It's because I get gravy on everything that I eat.
So Parrothead sent me this one. State of Arkansas Vehicle Safety Notice, effective August 1st, 2026. Height verification may be conducted during routine stops. All adults under 5'4" are required to use approved booster seats at all times. Applies to all drivers and passengers within the state of Arkansas, regardless of footwear. So comics, Parrothead want to tell you, don't drive through Arkansas without your booster seat.
Wait, what the hell? A drive applies to all drivers and passengers? So you're not even allowed to sit in one of the other seats without a booster seat if you're under 5'4"?
Yes. None of this is true.
So
AI's
Tom
taken
Holland's
over.
screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll leave you with Rodicius the Wretched. Yes. And his gerbil.
Odysseus the Wretched.
And that's it, folks. It's time to go home.
Indeed.
Yeah, our 2-hour show keeps being 3 hours. Even on Monday, you guys went
And you
3.
guys talked about a bunch of boring shit, though. I fell asleep twice.
Yeah, but we're we're on
Oh,
the
look, comics
leading
hit the end.
edge
Oh.
of the boring shit this week because the movie comes out on Thursday.
So I
and
think what you
it's
ought to
Thursday.
lead with is, I think the film was good. It's a fun film. It's it's good because you give it a 7 out of 10 or blah 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 and all this stuff and everything. Here's some issues. I had some problems with it, but keep being positive about that because everybody thinks you two hate the movie.
Well,
There's a lot to hate, but it's a movie you can sit through and have fun.
yeah, it's a fun movie. It's got problems.
I'm not gonna dumb myself down for a freaking Marvel movie. I mean, sorry.
So, guys, you heard it from Brahma Bull. If you want to enjoy this film, take your butt plug with you,
or
because
have 2 or 3 bourbons during the movie,
yeah,
or
there you go.
before the movie,
Drink.
or smoke a bowl, whatever. You got to dumb yourself down somehow to not recognize the problems in the movie. But like we both have said throughout the night, it's a fun movie. It moves quickly, even though it's a little bit long. And the action scenes are probably the best Spider-Man action scenes we've had yet.
Yep.
So, out of theater reaction from Brahma Bull, if you like this movie, you're kind of dumb. All right, that's you've heard it here first. Good night, everybody.
Come see me on Sunday. Night,
Nothing
everybody.
else? All right.
Oh, Us and an Art tomorrow night, Sunday. Yeah, the Bullpen, my channel.
Bullpen.
Hi, Tox.
Hey, I'm not going to be around much over the next couple of weeks. So, yeah. I won't be making any pithy openings or anything like that. I'll have to do them live. We're going to do it live.
Do it live.
We'll do it
Doing
live.
it live. Ladies and gentlemen, a man who needs no introduction, but needs a step ladder to flush the toilet. Comics Division. I got 1 million of them. Carjackus the Elf.
Anyway, folks, thank you for watching. Thank you for those who donated. Here's some credits.
The
I'm going to go murder
plain-sized
Toxic
homo.
Man Flu.
Yes, Josh. Spider-Man is far better than the Odyssey. The
Oh,
Odyssey
yeah, hands down.
The Odyssey actively pissed me off. This just was bad writing. And this was a fresh story, so the bad writing is just bad writing. The Odyssey is a bastardization of an actual good writing. Like, I may have had a vein throbbing through a little bit of this tonight. That's not where I'm at. The Odyssey was so much worse.
And I drive a Jeep.
So do I.
On the Odyssey.
See you, Gordon. Night. See you, Darren.
Good night. Yeah, I kind of do wonder what culture did for his review on this. I could see him completely getting on his knees for this movie.
Getting what?
Getting on his knees and opening his mouth for this movie.
Oh, yeah?
Booster seats are now self-injecting. Oh, that's not.
Self-injecting.
We didn't call them booster seats, we called them child flingers because pretty much you had this very thin tube of aluminum or some thin metal, and if you anything, you were just going through the windshield, baby.
You guys had seats? Because I was just sitting on my mom's lap on the outside of the seat belt. And yes, there were a few stops where my head did go into the windshield.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that kind of explains a lot.
Nobody strapped us
Tons of
down.
stuff.
Also, My parents had one of these station wagons where there was the backwards facing seat, and that's where
Oh.
we always sat, where
Yeah.
you could literally see the car getting ready to plow into your car. Loved it. Also, you could have people in the bed of a truck when we were kids.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've slept in the bed of the truck with my dad driving on the highway multiple times.
We used to be a proper country.
Yep.
Screw
All
these
right,
safety
folks.
rules.
Good night. Take
Night,
care.
everybody.